Welcome back to Sustained Overruled. I'm sorry, I had to push the live back a few times, but okay, that's the code for Amazon. It's a $50 gift card. If you take the code, you use the code, please let me know that you've used it so I can throw the rest of this stuff away. But I was cleaning. I have to pair my socks together. So that's like a Christmas Day thing. And yeah, I've actually been productive today. I'm gonna give it to myself. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. I've been very, 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 very productive today. All right, so let us move on. We're starting with McAfee's decision. Let's go to McAfee's decision. Once we get started with McAfee's decision, then we're going to move on to the appeal. Oh, once we start with McAfee's decision, we're going to move on to the appeals court decision. And then hopefully that will be the end. Hopefully that will be the end of the, what is this? The Nathan Wade and Fani Willis saga until obviously we end up at the Georgia Supreme Court. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Let us get into it. And then again, first person to actually activate this gift card, let me know, and then I'll take this down, right? Because we don't want to mislead people. We don't want them to think that as they come in here, the gift card is still valid. So, all right, let's get started.
A tremendous lapse in.
No, we don't want. I don't want you guys talking about the decision. I just want to hear the decision. So hold on.
He is allowing her to stay on this case, giving her the option. He's not letting her.
Hold on.
Calling the relationship with Wade a tremendous lapse.
Oh.
Removed from this case. All right, we have the ruling in our hand right now. The judge ruled that DA Willis can stay on the case, but with some very big conditions. The tone of this decision is harsh, pretty scolding, calling the relationship with Wade a tremendous lapse in judgment and left at least the.
And then as far as tonight is concerned, everybody knows Santa's about to visit, okay? So we would give it, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Again, the first person to claim this gift card, please say something so I can take this down. Okay, so if you've claimed the gift card, say something so I can take it down.
Appearance that the couple financially benefited from that move. Yeah. We want to take you live outside the Fulton County Court.
Okay, Zara's having a sale tomorrow. Zara's having a sale at 8 p.m. I don't know why I have a notification. I have no business shopping. I have no business spending money.
House. This part of this case has become a national story, all unfolding right now.
All right.
Of course, this courtroom, the backdrop for the disqualification hearing. Yeah, we're bringing in our investigator, Zach Merchant, who you just got your hands on this ruling, on a copy of it. You've been going through it.
We did.
What were some of the biggest takeaways that you noticed?
And you're right. We just got a copy of this. This is it. It's a more than 20-page order. We're going to read through this a little bit together. We want to start with the biggest takeaway. It happens.
Is he related to Ashley Merchant or no?
On page 17 of Judge Scott McAfee's order, and if it's all right, I'm going to read it and we can kind of work through it all.
What's up, Brooklyn? How you doing? How is it going?
This is the big part here. Judge McAfee writes, the court therefore concludes that.
All right, I'm going to leave that up for like 30 seconds and then I'll take it down. So
the prosecution of this case cannot proceed until the state selects one of two options.
All right.
The district attorney may choose to step aside along with the whole of her office and refer the prosecution to the prosecuting attorney's counsel for reassignment. Alternatively, this is option 2, Special Assistant District Attorney Wade can withdraw, allowing the district attorney, the defendants, and the public to move forward without his presence, distracting from and potentially compromising, the judge says, the merits of this case. So the district attorney's office now has
Fani definitely had a lapse in judgment. I have no idea what she was thinking. So Brooklyn's doing good. That's fantastic. All right, I'm gonna take I guess I already took it down. Did I take it down? I don't know. I don't know how I still don't know how what's this thing called StreamYard works. So if somebody was able to claim that Amazon gift card, the $50 Amazon gift card, please say something in the chat, because otherwise I'm just going to throw the gift card away. I'm going to assume that, somebody actually claimed it.
Two options in front of them and a pretty weighty choice before District Attorney Fani Willis.
Yeah, one or the other must go, but very significant that it allows the option for this case to stay in Fulton County, which is key for a lot of reasons. One, a jury pool would remain the same. Also, this is the office that has spent so long investigating this case, knows the ins and outs of it, also so well versed in racketeering cases, specifically, which not every jurisdiction is so well versed at. So that's big.
Very big. It's a particularly complex statute. Georgia's RICO statute in particular, even compared to the national statute, is exceedingly complex. This is also a case that started with 19 defendants. So the idea of
I'm gonna skip through
here, and we can take a minute to break down a little bit of the order's language. What would happen in that scenario is the case would be sent up to what's called the prosecuting attorney's council. It's sort of an oversight and organizational body for every district attorney in the state. Robust defense on the fact. The issue for 2 months here, and those 2 months now are gone.
We are following breaking news here on 11 Alive, bringing in our viewers.
Truly, I guess she was lonely, but I do not know what Fani Willis was thinking. I understand being lonely, but oh my goodness.
Here on NBC, breaking news, Judge McAfee has released his ruling in the disqualification hearing as defendants in the election interference case sought to have Fulton County DA Fani Willis and Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade removed from the case. Cheryl Preheim here with Ariana Maniz. The judge ruled the DA Willis can stay on this case, but with some very big conditions. The tone of the decision, pretty scolding, calling her relationship with Wade a tremendous lapse in judgment, and left the appearance that the couple financially benefited from that move. We want to bring in Zach Merchant. Zach, you're looking at this through the eyes of a journalist, also one with a law degree.
My kid is claiming she saw flicking lights outside and she thinks that's Santa. So I don't know that, Greg. I don't know how you guys can tell who's in the chat or not, because again, I have limited working knowledge when it comes to what's this called, StreamYard. And I don't think that Greg can use the gift card because he's in the UK, unless, again, I don't know how this stuff works. Maybe it can.
What stands out to you, perhaps the biggest thing, is that it does leave the
Shout out to Greg, though. Greg was the first person in the chat today.
Opening for this case to stay.
For
a new prosecutor.
Right, we're going to move on from that because I should have listened to this before I picked it.
Firm.
But then, yeah, they're boring. They're boring. They're boring. All right, let's go back to, I'm going to close that chat. Let's go back to Nathan Wade's testimony. Yeah, let's go back to Nathan Wade's testimony. All right, there we go.
It's been asserted. I think it's going to be asserted, and that was all I was asking.
Not clear to me from that question is that is Ms. Merchant asking in the context of your communication with your attorneys? Is that or outside that context? Is it?
Right. And Ms. Merchant, I think we need to figure out what are we getting at with this.
I'm just trying to figure out if he thought that their relationship
terrible
was
at
to an attorney-client privilege. I mean, it's been asserted. I think it's going to be asserted, and that was all I was asking.
I mean, the actions themselves wouldn't be an issue.
Someone saw them. Someone had knowledge of it.
He's out here playing.
All right. Well, I guess I would find his legal opinion on this isn't relevant. We can deal with that as it comes up.
What are you guys doing for the rest of the evening? My evening is pretty much, it's pretty much done. Yeah, I've done all the cleaning I had to do. My kids' room is a mess, but I've done most of the cleaning. Shh. Yeah, I'm gonna tell them your room's a mess because your room is a mess.
So
stop.
Sustained.
In 2022, in this affidavit, you swore that you and Willis developed a personal relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said that didn't develop until 2022.
I mean, I put the code up. Greg says give it to someone more deserving, whatever it may be, because I ain't got a clue what you're on about. No, Greg. Brooklyn. Oh, okay. So Brooklyn, did you claim it? If you claimed it, that's all I need to know so I can throw the physical gift card away. Okay. If you've claimed it, that's good. Just let me know that you've actually claimed it so I can throw the gift card away. So, yeah, no, Greg, I don't know. Too much explaining. Okay. Well, I don't know who claimed it. I don't know. I cannot tell who is in the chat. I don't know how to do that. Maybe I need to get on a YouTube tutorial or something. Let me see if I can find a YouTube tutorial.
Correct?
That's correct.
And that's different from what you said in your pleading in May 2023 in the divorce case, correct?
No, ma'am.
In May 2023, when you were asked if you had if you'd had any affairs, essentially, and you said none.
That's correct.
Okay. So in May, you said you had not, in May 2023, in the divorce case, you said you had not had a personal relationship, an affair, a romantic relationship with anyone.
That's correct.
But you told this court in the affidavit that you did have one that started in 2022. So that would have been ongoing at 2023.
So here I think there's a distinction.
Okay.
If you'd allow me to explain. The interrogatory asked the question during the course of your marriage.
Or to date. It actually says,
I'm going to request that the witness be permitted.
Mr. Wade.
So my marriage was irretrievably broken in 2015.
Okay.
By agreement. My wife and I agreed that.
All right. So this is what Real Thing was referring to.
She had the affair in 2015 that we'd get a divorce.
Wait. What? Wait.
Broken in 2015, ma'am.
I'm gonna go to the front because I'm about to get into some gossipy stuff here, and I don't want my kid listening to this stuff. Give me a second.
I like gossip.
No, you don't. My girl said she likes gossiping. Girl. Oh, that's part of the reason why I had to move the live back, because I had a phone call from an old friend or whatever. And we were on the phone for an hour, but we were not gossiping, okay? We were actually talking about current affairs and, yeah, so we were not gossiping, but let's get into this.
So my marriage was irretrievably broken in 2015, ma'am, by agreement. My wife and I agreed that once she had the affair in 2015 that we'd get a divorce. We did.
Okay, so let me look at this. Okay, so Brooklyn doesn't need it. Greg says, I think you should give it to Allie. Real Thing says, what's up, Real Thing? Real Thing says, give the gift card to Old Bag or Allie. And Jason Hodges says, sustained overruled. I think I got it. My daughter said she put the code in. God bless you. All right, so somebody claimed the gift card. That is fantastic. I just needed somebody to let me know that they claimed the gift card so I can throw it away. All right. Okay. So Greg said Old Bag for their jokes. Or Allie. Okay. All right. So Jason got it. That's fine. As long as somebody claimed it. And I mean, I did talk to Allie earlier today. So she knew I was giving it away. So I just wanted somebody. I think it's fair for, whoever wanted the gift card to actually claim it. So we're set on this. Let's get back in the gossip though. Let's get back in the gossip.
We had the affair in 2015.
Wait, what?
That,
let's get back in the gossip.
Agreement.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm gonna go back one more time. One more time. What does this mean, Jason? Last three numbers 625. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Is that related to the gift card or not? But I need to go back because you guys know I'm nosy. All right.
Mr. Wade.
So My marriage was irretrievably broken in 2015,
Okay.
ma'am, by agreement.
All right.
My wife and I agreed that once she had the affair in 2015, that
Sheesh. Ooh, I missed this. I don't remember hearing this in February. Okay. But obviously we went over the motion we went over that motion last night, and we had an explanation that this was I guess they tried to characterize it as a what is this, a social media connection and not a full-blown affair. So whew, all right.
divorce. We didn't get a divorce immediately.
Okay.
Because my children were still in school, and
right.
I refused to allow them to grow up without their father at the time. So we waited. We waited until the youngest graduated, and we
I don't know, how does that work? I know how that works. I don't know. I cannot relate, but
dropped her
okay.
off at college and then filed for the divorce.
Sheesh.
So if you're asking me about the interrogatory as it relates to having the 2022 relationship with District Attorney Willis, I'm going to say, because my marriage was irretrievably broken,
okay,
I was free to have a relationship.
He lawyered his way. He lawyered his way out of that. So Jason says yes, serial number. Somebody said he looks like Elmo the nose a little bit. Let me go grab that thing. Hold on, Jason. Let me go grab the I'm gonna grab the card. I'm just gonna play this. One moment.
So the question though was if you had had a relationship. And in 2023, you said you did not. And that is different than what you said in this affidavit, correct?
No, ma'am. I said during the course of my marriage. So in
you believed it too.
Let him finish, Ms. Merchant.
So in 2015, my marriage was
So, Jason, what do you mean by serial number? Because the only thing that I see on here is what I posted. Because it says, oh, maybe I should take that down. Send me, I know folks can send me a private chat. So send me the private chat because I don't know what you mean by serial number. Because the only thing that I see on here is to redeem. It says visit amazon.com/redeem, and then you have to enter that code. So unless your daughter took the code down incorrectly, that should work. Yeah, that's the only thing. I don't shop on Amazon, and this is frankly the first time I've had an Amazon gift card. So let me know what you know. Or send me an email. I want a realawyer@gmail.com, and then I'll just take a photograph of the actual gift card and send that to you. So yeah. Real thing says Madam Jocelyn was having an emotional affair. Okay. Okay, so Greg says, what are your plans for Christmas? I don't have real plans. My daughter and I will be chilling. She has some gifts from Santa and her mama. So that's what we frankly do every morning. And she's left out some cookies and some milk for Santa. So Santa's gonna be having a good time. What else? We're decorating. We decorate gingerbread houses. Last year we didn't do it. I don't know why we didn't do it last year, but we didn't do it. So we got a kit. That's what we'll be doing. We might be watching some of the Babysitters Club. What else? That's about it. I might do a little bit of laundry. I usually do laundry on Friday though, but there's certain things I have to hand wash. So if I get some of that stuff out of the way, then my load will be lighter on Friday. And I have to clean my kids' room. And I have work. I have work on Thursday, you guys. I'm not happy about that. Not happy about that. What are you guys up to, Greg? Well, what do you have planned for Christmas? Brooklyn says that's what we spoke about last night. He stayed in the marriage for 5 years for his kids. I don't know. Again, we've established that I'm not a ride or die individual. Okay. I'm not a ride or die individual, so I cannot relate to that. Greg says, well, I hope you have a great Christmas, including the chat. Yeah, I hope everybody has a fantastic Christmas for those who celebrate. I don't really have much going on. I'm just glad to have the day off. I had enough days off though. I had Monday, I had Tuesday, and now the Wednesday, but it sucks that I have to go to work on Thursday. So yeah, I'm going to work on Thursday and Friday. And then Real Thing said so cute. Yeah, we don't have real plans. We don't have real plans.
Irretrievably broken.
Okay.
So I did not have a relationship with
All
anyone
right.
during the course of my marriage.
And in that interrogatory, they asked you if you had any.
All right.
receipts
So
from
Greg
child
is visiting the kids and the grandkids tomorrow. Did you buy them gifts? Is that something that you guys do or not really?
support with someone of the other sex up until the time you were answering it.
And this year, I did not. Santa did not give me anything, you guys. Usually he gets me a mug. Usually Santa gets me like one of those $4 or $5 mugs from Target. Nothing caught my eye this year. So yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
And you
what's the
said that you
question?
didn't. One of the other sex up
He's
until
drinking that
the
great
time you were
value
answering
water.
it.
Great value
Is that correct?
water.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said that you didn't. You've already testified to that earlier. But in this affidavit, you said you swore that you had travel expenses and shared expenses on travel with Miss Willis.
Again,
Okay.
during the course of my marriage, I had no relationship or receipts.
I'm not asking about during the course of your marriage.
John, I'm going to ask Lisa Whitfield to answer the question.
That's funny.
Continue. I have no
That
problem.
is funny. Yeah, I can relate because I even looking back at what I spent and I'm like, I don't know, something's not adding up, but yeah, that's how it goes. So Brooklyn says or a bonus from work at I think that's SO. What are you referring to? What are you referring to?
As it relates to receipts today, I don't have any receipts, man.
All right.
So you don't have any travel receipts available to you for any travel that you did with Miss Willis?
I don't have any receipts, no, ma'am.
No receipts that.
I'm a little late, I guess. I'm just seeing here CBS News is reporting that Biden signs 50 bills into law on Christmas Eve. I don't know the extent of what he signed into law. Yeah, anyways, what is that? S4610. I don't know. I'll have to look at that later.
So you used your business credit card for these trips, correct?
I use my business credit card for everything.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. All right. So Jason says there should be a serial number on the back of the card. So let's see. Where's the serial number? Okay, it might be that number. Okay, let me go back to your previous text. Okay, so last 3625. I do see a 625 here. Is that what you're referring to? There's a private chat option. Oh, I guess I can chat with you. Can I look up your name? How do I chat? I know, Brooklyn, you were able to chat with me yesterday through private chat. How do I do it? Well, I don't see the option. I don't see how to. Oh, obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. But I'd say, Jason, send me a private chat and then I can just send you the rest of this information. Yeah, let's do that. I figured, Brooklyn, that's what you're referring to. Brooklyn, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that just in case my employer happens to watch this. Um, I don't have a real break from work. Like the 24th and 25th, we're off. Those are office holidays. And then the Monday I took off because that was considered the floating holiday. I worked on all public holidays this past year with the exception of let me see, probably MLK. So usually I work on holidays. So I'm not doing that again. But yeah, usually I work on holidays. I don't take my holidays. I just go to work. And then for the 6 or 5 holidays that I've worked, I get to choose one holiday, which was Monday, and that's what I did. but I'm not doing that in 2025. In 2025, I am taking all of my federal holidays with the exception of one. President's Day, or whatever it's called, or is it called Lincoln Day? I don't know. It depends on the state. But on that day, I've decided that I'm going to work. And the reason why I'm going to work is so that I can take off the day before July 4th. Yeah, but usually I don't have a break. I have during a 12-year period, I have 10 days off. I have 10 days off. Those are my vacation days. I don't know what I did. What did I do with my vacation? Or I had taken off. What did I do with my vacation? I have no idea. In 2024, I know that I took a week off in August because my kid was off. She was supposed to go to Legoland, but she was not acting right. So I had to cancel. And then the other days, I think I took individual days off here and there, but 2025 we're doing things differently. So, okay. So Jason, send me the private chat. And then let's see. StreamYard. I don't know how to do it. You do know that Jason is Sarah Incognito. Really? It might be. It really might be because yeah, it might be. It might be Sarah. Big shout out to Sarah. Jason, again, send me the private chat or send me an email at iwantarreallawyer@gmail.com. I'll put that in the chat.
You used it for your kids' tuition.
Yes, ma'am.
Used it for personal travel with Miss Willis.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have receipts from those business credit cards that you have to file with your taxes, correct?
No, ma'am.
No.
I filed a statement. I turn over the statement, and whatever's there on the statement, the accountant looks at it, and the accountant says, okay, this is personal, goes over here. This is business, goes over here. Here are your taxes.
Yeah, you need a good
So
CPA.
you have those statements. We'll call them statements instead of receipts. You have those statements, correct?
I have the statement, yes, ma'am.
You need a good
But when you answered the
CPA.
interrogatory under oath, you said you did not have anything to show the records of travel.
You guys, I'm having relationship issues. I'm always having relationship issues. I'm having relationship issues on Christmas Eve.
With Miss Willis.
I answered the question. I had no receipts, ma'am.
You had no receipts, but you had statements.
I ordered the statement, yes, ma'am.
You did order the statement. Okay.
Okay.
And so we're just talking to semantics between invoice and statements or receipt. I'm sorry.
I'm going to object, Your Honor, to the
Yeah.
argumentative tone of the question. I believe it's an ask and answer.
Right.
All right, sustained.
Let's see. You also in this affidavit said that no funds paid to you for compensation as your role as special counsel was shared with Willis, correct?
That's correct.
And that you never cohabitated with Willis, correct?
That's correct.
By cohabitation, does that mean that you never spent the night with Willis?
I
Okay.
spent the night with her during
Spent the
travel. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
So I just want to qualify your
I'm
term, your
silly.
use of the term cohabitation. That means you
Means
didn't
you have
live
to-
together.
That's correct.
Yeah, you have to
But you
live
did spend the
together.
night together.
Yes,
Wait, what?
That means you didn't live together.
that's correct.
But you did spend the night together.
Yes.
Yeah.
When was the first time you spent the night together?
Your Honor,
Yeah.
That's the subject of his affidavit, Judge.
Right, but it might not be the subject of this hearing.
Yeah.
So the question is the nature and extent of the relationship. And so if they just spent
I'm
the night,
actually interested in seeing Scott McAfee in action. And the reason for that is because he seems to have sound knowledge of the law of evidence, which is critical for any trial attorney. So I'd like to see him in action.
on a single occasion, I don't think we're going to document in detail every single time that happened.
And I don't intend to do that, Judge, but I think what is relevant is when the relationship started. And that's what you had indicated on.
But why don't we start with that question and go from there?
to that question.
And that's what I asked.
Okay, so Greg says, well, SO, you're a nice lady, but these numbers in the chat should be bigger. I know you're a parent. I think it's wrong timing. Just saying, no, like Greg, I'm not really concerned with numbers or anything. I want to be consistent. Okay, so far I've been able to produce something over a span of 4 weeks, and that's good for me. That is good for me as long as I am consistent. Okay, as long as I'm consistent. I mean, The numbers come eventually. That's just how the algorithm works.
First time he spent the night with her was. That's what I asked.
Thank you for saying I'm a nice lady. I appreciate that.
That's a different question, isn't it?
Okay, so let's not talk about when you spent the night. When did your romantic relationship with Miss Willis begin?
2022.
When? In 2022.
I don't know.
Early 2022.
When she let me hit.
So you were
When she
appointed
let
in
me
November of
hit.
2021.
Yes, ma'am.
And your relationship started early. What's early? January? February?
Around March.
Around March. But you two met at an October 2019 judicial conference, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And describe your relationship.
All right. So we have Survivor Speaks. She says, "Hey, sustained." Mods and chat. Flash sent me. I'm subbed. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your support, and big shout out to Flash of the Gods. Okay. Okay. So Jason said they sent the email. Okay, so Survivor Speaks and Jason, do you guys know each other? You guys know each other?
Which point?
Let's see.
2019.
Go to Gmail.
So I was at a judicial conference to teach a course, if you will, to newer judges.
I'm going to a what is this? I have a conference in January. That's part of the reason why. I'm going to have some pre-recorded videos in January. So, okay, I'm not going to be able to meet anybody because my family will be with me. Okay. I was going to say some mess right now, but I caught myself.
In 2019, as I was exiting the conference.
All right. So Jason,
another judge was standing outside. He was a friend of mine.
That's fantastic.
I stopped
Jason.
and exchanged pleasantries with her. And standing, talking to her at the time was then Judge Willis. She introduced us.
All right.
At that time, we shook hands, exchanged business cards, and I got into my vehicle and left the conference. So,
all right, I was not going to do that. I never carry business cards. It's not something I've ever done. So I guess I'm going to take my business cards with me in January.
It was probably 3 minutes.
Okay. When was the next time you talked to her?
Didn't talk to her again. Probably maybe a month or a month and a half had gone by.
Okay, so you talked to her November, maybe?
All right, Jason. I sent.
On the phone.
On the phone.
Okay. I sent the serial number. What I think is the serial number. If that does not work, I'm just gonna have to take a picture of this whole thing. But this thing over here looks like a barcode. So I think card number is probably the serial number. Let me know if that works or not.
How regularly did you speak with her in 2021 on the phone?
In 2021?
I'm sorry, 2019. I'm so sorry. 2019. How frequently did you speak with her on the phone?
2019.
All right. You guys are cracking me up. Okay. So
2 or 3 times.
It turns out that Survivor Speaks and Jason, they are, I guess, slime family. Shout out to Big Cuzzo, okay? Shout out to Jasmine. Glad to see you here. Glad you're okay. Okay, so Brooklyn says, I don't believe this guy was on a dry spell from 2015 to 2021. So Brooklyn is insinuating that who's this? Nathan Wade was bumping uglies with somebody else prior to what's her name? Fani Willis. And I mean, it may very well be true. I need you to elaborate. Why do you think that? Why do you think that? And then Survivor Speaks says, happy holidays to all that participate. All right. And then, okay. From watching and listening to your live, Fani lies to the judge. Okay, Fani's lies to the judge saved her from questions that were relevant. What questions do you think she lied about that may have saved? I mean, the what is this? The appellate court has ruled. So, at least at the time of this, what is this? At the time of this hearing, right? I'm gonna share the link for Jasmine. Jasmine, you can come up here. Jasmine, you can come up here if you'd like. Yeah. What do you think? Which questions did she lie about that saved her from, being initially disqualified? Because again, the appeals court reversed course. Okay, Merry Christmas, and hope that you have a good one. I guess Greg is off because Greg is in a different time zone. Greg is different. Is in a different time zone. Brooklyn says he was married like. Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair point. He was, it was broken at the time, so it was not actually a marriage by the sense of the word.
She would have questions.
And I would even take it much further and say during the 5 years when they were waiting for the youngest to graduate, I suppose. I mean, legally they may have been married, but other than that, there was no marriage there.
I was the district rep for the particular district that I.
Yeah, but Greg, I did not know that merchants' questions, a lot of merchants' line of questioning is a little shaky. Yeah, I think it's a little shaky.
Sat in, and the judges would, when they would have questions, they sometimes would go to the rep. So she was outside of my district. But,
Jason's funny.
She would call me. She felt comfortable calling me to ask me the questions. I don't know if you know the racial makeup of certain benches, but it wasn't very diverse. So she felt comfortable calling me for advice.
What?
And she did that. And we had also in common that she was starting a private law practice at the time, and I'd already had mine up and going. And we talked about balancing the demands of the bench with that private practice.
I'm sorry, you guys. I actually really like Nathan Wade. Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's coming off as likable. During his testimony, again, he's obviously very charming. Real thing does not think he's fine, but that's okay.
So we didn't.
He's a likable man.
Talk that often, but when she had questions, mostly legal issues.
Which email did you send me? I think that's a one from last night.
My question was just how many times, and you said 2 to 3 times, right?
Oh, okay. Brooklyn actually.
And in 2022, how frequently did you speak in 2022? This is before you were appointed.
Sorry, perhaps Ms. Martinez, to be timeline, 2022.
I'm sorry, 2020. 2020. How frequently did you
Brooklyn, what platform is this on? They're asking for membership. They're asking, who are these people? Oh, these are the teachers from whatever scandal. Yeah, this thing is asking for membership. So what is this?
2020.
2020, it was more frequent than 19, obviously, but
more frequent.
All right, so I'm just gonna read part of this. I cannot share my screen because this is an article. It's an article that I got from Brooklyn. Okay, it is titled "When Nathan Wade Got a Divorce." Okay, they're saying this is by Jonathan Poletti. And this was published Feb 4th, 2024. Then they're saying in Houston, Texas, in 1994, Nathan Wade was in college training to be a lawyer like his father. Very nice, very nice, very nice. He started dating Jocelyn Mayfield. All right. She was aiming to be a physical therapist or then a healthcare administrator. She was a member of a gospel choir and deeply interested in the politics of racial equality. They married in, so Nathan Wade is from Texas, or did he just go to college in Texas? I don't know. So they married in 1997, and then they moved to the ATL, and then he became a lawyer in 1999. My math is always off. How many years is that? I don't know. And went to work as a prosecutor at Cobb County. Got it. He'd worked there 16 years, but kept angling for a judge's seat. In 2008, he ran for a Superior Court judge in the county. His pitch was, "I want to bring respect and integrity back to the courts in Cobb County." What did they have going on in Cobb County? Was it a mess like Fulton County? Okay, so he lost, and then he was appointed to be a municipal judge. Blah blah. We need to go. All right, wait. We need to focus on the juicy stuff. Okay, so in 2018, he went into private practice, co-founding a new law firm, Wade and Campbell, to do personal injury and family law. For a man who'd been so close to being a judge, it must have been a crash into reality, and then he began sleeping around. That is literally how they introduced it. They said, and then he began sleeping around. So learning of an affair, Jocelyn would recall feeling a profound sense of disconnection. And in the grieving process, she reconnected with an old friend through social media and text messages. Amen. All right. So, okay, because what I gathered from Nathan's testimony and what is this? And even the pleading that we read yesterday, they made it seem as if Ms. Jocelyn Wade, these are allegations and gossip, okay? They made it seem as if what's her name again? Jocelyn Wade was engaged in an affair in, I know, you know what, Jason, Jason and Survivor Speaks. We gossip. I do gossip a lot on here, but you do learn the law, okay? You eventually learn the law, but I do love to gossip over here. I love gossiping about attorneys. So in any event, what we learned from the pleadings from yesterday, or at least the way they made it sound, and even Wade's testimony right now, they made it sound as if Jocelyn is the one that actually stepped out of the marriage first. But according to this article, that's not what happened. Okay, that is not what happened. They're saying the man was sleeping around, and after he was bumping uglies with other folks, that's when she reconnected with an old flame via social media. Okay, so all online messages she maintains were the sole extent of their contact. Blah blah. The writing was on the wall, and soon it was on paper. They separated August 15, 2021. Wait, 2021. Okay, I think the dates from, if I recall those dates, I don't know. Now I'm questioning him. Because if I recall, he was appointed special counsel on November 1st. And then November 2nd, he went on to, file divorce papers, and Jocelyn was served on November 3rd. Yeah, so I don't know. Because if it's August 15, I am pretty sure that around, no, let me not say pretty sure. I'd like to assume that during this period, Fani and Nathan Wade were, bumping and grinding a little bit, the commingling reproductive parts, as I like to say. So that's interesting. But anyways, apparently these folks separated August 15, 2021, as Nathan filed for divorce the following November 2nd, the day after he had gotten a high profile new job. That is insane to me, though. Like, I don't know. So on August 14, Fulton County prosecutor Fani Willis had indicted Donald Trump on election interference. She wanted Nathan to be her lead prosecutor on the case. Fani will talk about Nathan having been her mentor since 2019 when she became a judge. There's, I don't know, this is improper grammar because they're saying there's be suggestion, but I don't think that's proper. That's when the affair began. So 2019. Okay. Anyways, it was a new area of the law for Nathan Wade. He had never tried a felony case. And here he was dealing with election interference. All right, there we already know. I'm more focused on, okay, they talk about Fani's career when it comes to RICO prosecutions. Okay, we don't want to deal with that. So we move on. So Fani was single since being divorced in 2005. All right. One of her campaign promises in 2020, not sleeping with coworkers. I wish you guys could see this. I'm going to have to print can I screenshot? I don't know. Yeah, but this is a mess. Apparently I think this is a tabloid. I don't think this is real news. So what did you say to me, Brooklyn? Anyways, apparently her campaign promises in 2020 not sleeping with co-workers. Okay, maybe that actually might be right because that might be related to the prior DA. So yeah, that might be that must have been a jab at the prior DA. And would you look at that? Would you look at that? So okay, this is a clip of Fani Willis from 2020 where she says she would fire any employees. I'm gonna play this. Hopefully, you guys can hear. I don't know. Let me know if you can hear Fani or not. Can you hear her or not? I'm gonna wait to see. Can you hear Fani or not? I'm gonna share my screen. If you guys see my email on here, listen. You do not know me. All right. If you see my email on here, like my real email. What did I do? No, I'm not gonna take those chances. So if you cannot hear me, then if you cannot hear Fani, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a Twitter clip of Fani saying that she would fire any employee who sleeps with a coworker. Mm, I don't know about that. That is a stretch. I think employees should be able, excluding supervisors and superiors. I think folks on the same level should be able to discuss cases and and co-mingle a reproductive parts if they so choose. Okay. And she apparently promised not to date anybody that works under her. Okay. And she said it would be unfortunate if taxpayers had to fund sex misconduct lawsuits. All right, Funny. And then this is 2020. I don't know, too much gossiping. So from 2021 to 2023, Jocelyn's lawyer had trouble getting reports on family assets. That led to a court order in May of 2023 demanding that Nathan supply everything from text stubs to pay stubs. He sent a few things, but was withholding back credit card statements, bank, and law firm records. He should have thought about that before he filed for divorce. I don't know. I was going to say something really crazy right now, but I caught myself. All right. And he had been having an affair with Fani Willis. It was unknown of the duration, but folks have been whispering that it goes all the way back. All right. Let's see. Is this interesting or not? All right. They're talking about the trips to San Francisco and Miami and Caribbean cruises. Obviously, we saw those on the statements last night. And then they took trips to Napa Valley, Belize, Panama, and Australia. That was Nathan by himself because Fani said two things. Tennessee, folks don't go, nobody vacations in Tennessee. And apparently she has no interest in, going to the southern hemisphere. So, okay. So one of Trump's co-defendants had gotten wind of the divorce drama. Michael Roman, a Republican operative who had, okay, we already know that. We're not even getting into that. The same day, Jocelyn served Fani with a subpoena calling on her to testify to the relationship. The story was then viral and Fani's sex life splashed across the news. This is a mess. This is a mess. Needing some emergency PR, Atlanta's big Bethel African Methodist church was willing to help. I don't know why Fani went to that. I don't know. Oh, so apparently Tasha K talked about this. Here's the thing. I love Tasha K sometimes. Sometimes I really, really love Tasha K. Other times, not so much because I don't know. She just says she's out of pocket sometimes. But apparently, Tasha K had talked about this relationship. Okay, Funny motion to quash Jocelyn's subpoena. Blah blah blah. Self defense. Now evidence is produced that affair began in 2021. All right, we have Funny over there, and that's the end of it. Well, thank you for this is very juicy, Brooklyn. This was juicy because I did not know, allegedly, that Nathan Wade was, out there doing some other stuff before. He should have left that woman in Texas. Like that's what he should have done. He should have left that woman in Texas. Why would he drag her all the way to Georgia only for him to, leave her by the wayside and go on to do stuff with some other folks? Okay. So Greg says, so sorry for being a pain. how did you get on with your latest case? So that was not, it was not, okay, the case is in suit. I think you're referring to the deposition, right? The case is in suit. But typically, the way that these cases pan out, they tend to settle before trial. So trial is slated for December of 2025. Right now, we're just going through discovery motions. Um, we had the deposition. That's basically the defense attorney who represents insurance companies. Okay, the defense attorney represents the insurance company. Um, so they questioned my client under oath, related to, the matter, right? Whatever the matter is, it's a personal injury case. So the next steps would be sometime in January. The defense attorney will have to relay the information, basically his impressions of my client, in conjunction with the medical records. He's going to have to talk to an adjuster who works for the insurance company, and then they're going to come to a decision on whether they want to settle the case or not. If they don't settle the case, then the case is going to move forward. They're likely going to send her to an independent medical examiner, and then it's just going to go through the motions. But at the end of the day, it is likely to settle. It's likely to settle. So, and you're not being a pain. You're not being a pain. Let me see. All right, let's see. All right. So Allie says, shout out, shout out to SO. Big shout out to Allie. Okay. All right, Merry Christmas. I have to put, again, you guys, I have to put this stuff on the screen because I need to get my glasses, but I'm working on Thursday, so we don't want to mess that up. All right, look at Jason sending me some love. Appreciate it. And then, oh, Brooklyn says, go down on the article. Wade says in bold letter that Fani motion to quash Jocelyn's subpoena. Yeah, but I mean, we already knew that from the pleading from last night, right? Do you want me to read that? If you do, I can go into that. I'll just have to find it. Um, and then Greg says, sorry for being ignorant. How did this Fani case come about? What do you mean? Uh, Are you referring to the Donald Trump case? Because this is not really a funny case. This is an instance where Donald Trump and I believe 18 other defendants, because there were 19 altogether, they were charged with election interference. This timeline. After Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, it is alleged, I'm going to say alleged just because, it has not quite played out in court yet, but the allegations were that he basically wanted Georgia officials to find him. I think it was over 11,000 votes or something, because that would push him over and allow him to, I guess, overthrow. He would meddle in the election, and he could what is this, become the president at the time. So he was charged with interfering in the presidential election. And then as the case was ongoing, it was revealed that during the time, because it was getting close to D-Day, right? Two co-defendants were, I don't know who was advising them. It made no sense. They asked for speedy trial. They ended up pleading guilty, and most of these people were elected officials and attorneys. They ended up pleading guilty, and then as the case was ongoing, it came to the forefront that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade were bumping coochie and penises, and they were co-mingling private parts, and they were co-mingling reproductive parts, and they were bumping ugly. So it came to the fore when that information was revealed by Nathan Wade's attorney talking to Ashley Merchant, who is the attorney that is currently, let me share the screen. Let me find Merchant. Where are we? All right, let me share my screen. All right. So I think you've caught on at this time, Grant. But this is Nathan Wade. Okay. He was hired by Fani Willis to serve as a special prosecutor. I don't know how it works in the UK, but in the US, there are instances when a neutral individual, right, takes over a prosecution. So that is what Nathan Wade's role was supposed to be. He had to be a neutral prosecutor that is outside of the prosecutor's office, that would basically, delegate and be in charge, be the conductor of this whole trial, right? Because it's a huge thing. It was a, what is this? I mean, it's significant. It's not every day, and Donald Trump is the first to be charged on the grand scale that he has been charged. But that was the role. So this relationship pretty much ended up being a stumble block to the entire prosecution, because once this relationship came to the fore, the one of the defendants, Michael Roman, through his attorney, what's her name again? Ashley Merchant, then filed a what is this? Filed a motion, okay, for for the court to actually have a hearing and explore this improper relationship, on to basically scrutinize if this bumping of coochies and penises was improper or not. And then, what is his name again? The judge McAfee found that the relationship was not improper, but it may be, in some folks may see it as such. Okay. So he gave them an ultimatum. One of them would have to go. So Fani Willis, because she is the elected official, she stayed on, but her lover, okay, her lover had to, he had to go. So hopefully that's a good recap. If not, somebody can come in here and you know, flesh it out a little bit. And then let's see what's going on here. Let me play this while I go through these messages.
Can you tell me approximately a month how often you think you spoke with her on the phone?
I'm gonna.
So Brooklyn, I don't know. Somebody may have already answered. Okay, I see Jason. I see Jason answered. So let me let it go.
Object to the granular detail. I think Mr. Wade can certainly answer however he wants to. If we're going to go through every time they spoke on the phone, as opposed to generally characterizing the relationship.
Okay, so Survivor Speaks confirms it was definitely a jab at the previous administration.
Be more detailed.
Judge, I'm not going to go through every time they spoke on the phone. I'm asking for generally how frequently they spoke.
I think at that level, that's fine. Overall.
So Greg says I need to send out an SOS because Jerome's missing in action. Yeah, I mean Jerome, he works very hard. Okay, so he's taking the week off to hang out with his family and loved ones, and I know he's probably gonna watch the replay. Big shout out to Jerome.
About how frequently did you speak in 2020?
Per month?
I mean, if it was 2 or 3 times that entire year.
Survivor Speaks, do you have a YouTube channel? If you do, put the link in here. I'm gonna check it out. And everybody else in here, Survivor Speaks has a YouTube channel, so let's support her. Let's check her out. And then Jason, if I don't know if Survivor Speaks is still in here, you can definitely share the link if you have it. Okay, all right. So that's the answer. Okay, let's get back in here.
You can tell me that. If it was more than that, then you can quantify it by month.
No. We spoke on the telephone often. I mean, I don't know how many. I couldn't give you a.
All right, and Clarence Thomas has been very problematic. I know, random, problematic, but a new scandal may be on the horizon. I know that I'll talk about him because he pisses me off, and I'm the avoidant type. When somebody pisses me off, I don't know. I avoid talking about them.
Amount of time, because you remember COVID happened and the world was shut down, but so we spoke on the phone more than 2019. Definitely.
Okay, let's qualify it. Before her election in 2020, how frequently did you speak?
You mean as she was campaigning?
Before the election. Before, yes, as she was
Which
campaigning,
election?
before she was elected.
It's two different animals.
As she was campaigning before she was elected.
Okay, so during the course of her campaign, we didn't talk as much, obviously, because she was busy. Fulton County is a large jurisdiction.
Just answer the question,
So
please.
we didn't talk a whole lot, but she did know that I'd gone through the election process. So when things would come up, that she had questions about, she would call me and ask me. So,
and just to be fair, I'm only Judge. Actually, he's not asking to answer. And I mean, I don't mind him explaining, but I just wanted to know how many times. I mean, if we talk about every conversation they talked about, I
just gotta let him finish this.
And Survivor Speaks, what is your channel? You guys know, here's the thing about me. I really don't know how YouTube, or this is StreamYard. I don't know how StreamYard works. I'm trying to click on you, but that's not doing anything. So I don't think that's going to redirect me to your channel.
Sentence, and then if you need to redirect him or have me direct him, I can. Mr. Wade, you can continue.
Yes. So sometimes it would be like a 3-second.
Oh, I don't have moderators. I don't know how that works. I don't have moderators. Okay, so she says, okay, the video of Fani before winning her election is interesting. I think you would like it. Can you please send me a link? Send me a link to iwantareallawyer@gmail.com, or just tell me how to find it. And then is your YouTube channel called Survivor Speaks? Is that it?
Oh, she would go, have you,
I'll look it up.
during your election, have you ever seen this? And I would say, no, but here's what I would do. And we'd hang up. She had a lot of professionals working for her, but she trusted my judgment, so she called me. Be brief conversation, but she called.
So my question was, how frequently did you speak with her?
Oh, I see you. All right, I found your channel. I found your channel. I can work this thing a little bit. So I subscribed. We're gonna go on there right now. Let me see. What do you talk about? Let's see. Okay, so you talked about the sentencing of Sarah Boone. I completely forgot. I think it's Brooklyn that wanted me to talk about Sarah Boone. I forgot to watch her. What is this? A sentencing? Okay, so you pretty much have the same theme. So you talk about cases as well. Is there a specific video on your channel that you'd like for us to react to right now? Because we have time. Santa only gets here at midnight. And then when did you say you're going live again? Because I'd love to join. And I have a thing unrelated. It's more on the side of YouTube though, because I see that the YouTube studio has an option to go live. Is that a better option than going on Stream Live or what is it, StreamYard? Let me know.
Frequently, infrequently,
more than 2019, but
what is it?
It wasn't every day.
What is he talking about?
In 2021, before you were appointed in November, so January to November 2021, the only time I'm talking about. How frequently did you speak with Ms. Willis on the phone?
In 2021, then it became frequent.
Frequent.
Yes.
Okay. But you did not work at the
Okay, so the Sarah Boone video. Okay. So let's see. All right, I see you have Krishan up here. I like your thumbnails. You actually put effort. You put effort into your stuff. My thumbnails are non-existent, baby. Okay. All right, so you reacted to the closing as well. All right, let's give Wade 20-30 minutes and then we'll switch.
Correct?
I did not.
Okay, we're giving Wade 20-30 minutes. We're gonna go into the decision because we want to be done with this, the bumping of coochies and things. And then after that, we are moving on to Sarah Boone, and then Santa's gonna be here.
So the affidavit that you submitted.
So Allie says that Santa still needs to wrap most of the presents for Aaliyah, but Aaliyah don't want to go to sleep. Yeah, I know exactly. I have like 2 more to do, but gift bags. Okay. Okay, so Survivor Speaks does not know anybody that goes to, live directly from YouTube. I guess I'll keep StreamYard. Thank you.
You showed on it, you submitted one record that showed that Miss Willis had paid a couple $100 for one flight, correct?
Say again?
The affidavit that you submitted to this court
All right.
showed that Miss Willis had paid for one flight several $100s. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. I think that, are you drawing a distinction for her paying for a flight or for her actually booking a flight? Because those are two separate things.
I will re-ask it. The affidavit you filed in this court, you alleged that Miss Willis paid for one flight. Paid for one flight, correct?
How did you react?
You did not
that
allege
is
she paid for one
that's
flight.
the exact same question. What is she talking
No,
about?
ma'am. What I allege is that our travel.
And then Survivor Speaks. What are you doing for a countdown for as far as what is this? New Year's Eve is concerned. Big shout out to Old Bag and the Ironing Board. What's up? Let's see. Ellie says, "So the struggle is actually real for Santa over here. Hopefully he doesn't fall asleep before getting Aaliyah's presents." Yeah, Santa needs to keep those eyes open just a little bit longer.
Was split roughly evenly. So where you see I have booked a flight or I've paid for a flight with my credit card, what you don't see is that she covered her.
Yeah, that's a convenient that is a convenient excuse or explanation because obviously there's no way of tracking a hand-to-hand transaction.
Her own flight reimbursement to me. The flights that you see here are the flights that she would have booked with her own resources, with her own car.
And there's one flight, correct?
One flight reflecting that she actually booked.
All right, no pressure, but I was gonna reach out to Flash to see if he wants to have a coordinated countdown. So if you want to do that, we're all hands in. We're all, all hands on deck.
Merchant. Let him finish and then you can redirect him.
One flight that she actually booked, yes. The other flights I booked, she paid for.
All right.
So the affidavit, you submitted one flight that she booked and paid for.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to the phrasing of that question. The line in the affidavit is not as Ms. Merchant is representing it. It said examples of the District Attorney Willis purchasing plane tickets for she and I with her personal funds were attached as an exhibit. It certainly did not represent that it was the only example of the District Attorney purchasing flights for Mr. Wade or for compensating other travel.
All right, understand this, Cross. I think that's something you can. It's now on the record, but also something you can take on.
Redirect.
And just so everybody's
clear, Cross.
all I
Right.
asked
This
you
is
your affidavit. You submitted proof.
Wade
one
is
flight that
the
she paid for.
defendant's
That's all I'm
witness.
Correct?
With the explanation, yes, ma'am.
All I needed. You said in the affidavit that you roughly shared travel, though, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this roughly sharing travel, you're saying she reimbursed you.
She did.
And where did you deposit the money she reimbursed you?
It was cash. She didn't give me any checks.
Big shout out to Old Bag and that ironing board.
So she paid you cash for her share of all these vacations.
Mr. Schaefer, you'll step out if you do that again.
Yes, ma'am.
What did he do?
And
Wait,
so all
wait,
the vacations-
what? What did he do?
Cash. She didn't give me any checks.
So she paid you cash for her share of all these vacations.
Mr. Schaefer, you'll step out if you do that again.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeesh.
Okay. And so all of the
He was not
vacations
playing
that she
this
took,
time.
she paid you cash for.
Yes, ma'am.
And you purchased all of these vacations on your business credit card, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you included those in
Apparently, Old Bag is, in Santa's workshop right now.
deductions on your taxes, correct?
No, ma'am.
No, you did not.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Hmm.
We'll get to that in just a minute then. Let's see.
That better be valid.
So the only thing that you have actual documentary proof, not cash, is this one receipt that you attached to the affidavit. Is that correct?
Your Honor, I object to that question. That is a mischaracterization of the assertion that is in the affidavit.
I'm
So
asking,
then he can deny it. Then he can fend for himself. Ms. Merchant.
is this the only written proof that you have of a trip she paid for?
That I have?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you submitted the one piece of written evidence that you have that she paid for something. Everything else is in cash. Is that accurate?
No.
That's not accurate. Okay. Please tell me, what other receipts do you have then that show that she paid for things?
I don't have them.
Okay. So this is the only receipt that you have to show that she paid for travel.
That I have. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay. In your divorce case, you filed a domestic relations financial affidavit, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
The first one you filed was in January 2022, right?
Thereabout. Yes, ma'am.
And those are under oath?
Yes.
And you also filed corporate taxes in 2022, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
And tell me about your business. Do you have a partnership or are you a solo practitioner?
As it stands today?
Yes.
So today, I have a separate PC.
That's funny.
My law partner has his own separate PC.
Okay.
So, but we're under the same.
Okay, so Brooklyn says, what do I think of the controversy surrounding Law and Crime releasing the video clips of Young Thug with his girlfriend? I mean, they were recommended to me. I did not really watch the videos. I don't know. Do you want to get into it? If you do, we can get into it after watching Survivor Speaks video. Survivor Speaks, do we have permission? Do we have permission to react to your video in this live? I know we can get into it if you'd like. So let's see. Okay. All right. Let's get back into this.
Umbrella under the same roof. So we share expenses, we share income,
All right.
and we split it.
So are you a partnership?
We are a partnership in the sense of.
And does anybody remember there was thank you, I appreciate that. There's another attorney who had testified in this hearing. He definitely younger. He had like a man bun or a ponytail. Does anybody recall what his name is? I've been trying to find his video, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So so Ellie said it's my kind of mess. We can definitely check it out.
We share expenses, we share income.
Are you registered with the state of Georgia?
We can put Nathan Wade on what is this? We can put Nathan Wade on pause if you guys would rather move on to, mess.
As a partnership.
So the WBC.
Let me just do it right now. I'm going to pause here and then we're going to switch over to, I'm probably going to have to edit my title, but I'm not going to do that because I don't have time for that. So let's switch over to Survivor Speaks and then we'll move on to, who's this? Young Thug, if that's what you guys would like to, get into. Sometimes I need to get with a program. Let's see. All right, so here we have Survivor Speaks. You guys see I'm subscribed, baby. I'm subscribed. All right, let's get into, who's this? What's this? Survivor Speaks. What's Jeffrey Rewind? All right, let's get into Sarah Boone. Let us get into Sarah Boone. Baby, she has an intro and everything, okay? Intro and everything. All right.
What's up?
Look at my Survivor Speaks. I love your glam room. I love your glam room. Love it.
What's up? It's your girl Survivor Speaks,
All
and
right.
I'm here with a live video. So I know y'all saying, Survivor,
Okay.
what is you up? What are you doing at 1:33 a.m. live streaming?
All right.
Well, you know, I'm having a hard time sleeping. A lot of things on my mind. You know, I have, some things that I'm getting checked out health-wise, but your girl is okay nonetheless.
I hope
So being
you're
that I
okay.
can't sleep, I wanted to take advantage of this time and come live because, as you may or may not know, yeah, I'm starting to use a new system, so I have to learn it, but it's been challenging. So today I'm streaming from my old trusty system. All right. And so today's I'm gonna do a rewind on the
Yeah, Survivor Speaks. Greg likes your background.
and I don't know how I missed this, but I did miss this. So I'm rewinding a hearing that took place on October 4th of 2024.
Big shout out to Survivor Speaks. We love the shout outs over here. We love shouting everybody out here. Big shout out to Santa. Shout out to Santa.
To Sarah Boone's trial. Yeah. So now in this trial, in this hearing, she was trying to get the interrogation video tossed out. She said that she was not read her Miranda warnings completely. Okay. And so she wanted the judge to throw out the interrogation. Anybody that's familiar with this case knows about the interrogation. So we know that Sarah, without being prompted, when she finally called the police after being
this the circumstances surrounding George's demise, very sad. That is a tragic way, horrific way for somebody to lose their lives, because in essence he suffocated. So yeah,
convinced by her ex-husband because she called him first. So she wanted him to tell her what to do. He's like, call the cops. Oh, come inside.
Yeah, old bag. You see it right here. You can see the channel right here.
Brian was like, no, I'm not coming inside. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that, Sarah. I'll stand out here.
So we have about 57 minutes, and Santa has some cookies to munch on. So 57 minutes, and then we're gonna call it a night. As far as tomorrow's concerned, I guess we can get into Jeffrey, and then let's see, you can get into Jeffrey. Oh, but we're gonna start off with Fani Willis, because A Real Thing wants me to evaluate. I'm gonna start giving attorneys a score, a grade on how well they are able to direct and cross-examine. So that's what she wants me to do.
From the outside, I'm not coming in your house. You're not gonna tell these people that we got together somehow and we did this thing.
And did any of you buy yourselves any Christmas gifts? If so, what did you get yourself?
So he was smart about that, Mr. Boone. Shout out to him. Shout out to Lucas. That is Sarah Boone's son. I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, he's a lot smarter than his mother, and he finally got to tell her how he felt. So I know I covered this case a little bit, but I don't know how I missed
Greg, I'm sorry. So Sarah Boone is a woman. She was convicted recently. She had, oh my goodness, from the sounds of it, she and her boyfriend at the time may have been some serious alcoholics. I need to find out what wine they bought, though, because I need to stay clear of their brand. But she had locked her ex in a suitcase and he suffocated to death. She claims that they were playing hide and seek, but it didn't make sense. So yeah, that is That is Sarah Boone. But other than that, big shout out to Sarah. Shout out to the other Sarah, not Sarah Boone.
This hearing. So the hearing, like I said, that took place on October 4th of 2024 was, they were trying to get the investigator, Chelsea Coswell. They were trying to get the interrogation video tossed out. She was one of the investigators that was, a part of the interrogation. And so, but no, Sarah, wait a minute, hold on, pump your brakes now. So, let's see how it all went down for her. So I think I'm going to bring this on and put it on, 1.5. So, that we can get to the video. I'll stop it periodically and I will, do some commentary on it. So shout out to Lauren Crime. This is a video that I'm using under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act for educational and purposes and, whatever have you. So, this detective she knows her stuff. She handles herself well on the stand against Sarah's attorney, Mr. Owen. Now, Mr. Owens.
I had to specify. We're definitely not shouting. The shout out is not for Sarah Boone. We're shouting. The shout out is for the Sarah. Okay, the one and only Sarah.
Oh my nerve. I'm just going to say that. I'm sorry. I mean, and I understand he's defending his client, but sometimes you can go too far.
Yeah, we love Survivor Speaks. We love Survivor Speaks.
So I do totally think that Mr. Owens went too far. And and you're going to see how he was hammering this mute point over and over and over again and asking this detective, trying to elicit some testimony from her.
I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to hear that, Survivor Speaks.
What Sarah Boone told him. Nobody else but Sarah Boone. But it didn't work. But before we get started on the show, I just want to let you know that this show is sponsored by Restream. And you can click the special link down in the description. You can make a free account. Of course, you can check out the other packages that they have. And they may cost, depending on
what exactly is going on with Young Thug. Like, I don't know, getting distracted.
Your preferences and what it is that you're doing, but I just want to let you know that you can use my special link below and go ahead and set you up.
Okay, so Greg is asking, do I use investigators? If so, do you pay them? How does it work? So in this practice, because right now I do workers' compensation and personal injuries, I don't use investigators. I don't work for myself. I work for a solo practitioner. I work for an attorney. So under this, under this model, we don't use investigators. The reason for that is because we don't go to trial. Trials are not her thing. Okay. But I have a different opinion. I am of the opinion that attorneys should be using investigators, even in even in civil practice. And the reason for that is because it would, for folks that do go to trial, it would do away with a lot of the finger pointing that we have seen, even in the disqualification hearing for Fani Willis, what we've been playing so far. If you see Ashley Merchant as she was questioning Terrence Bradley, it's a lot of, did you not tell me this on XY day? Did you not tell me? To me, that's always been sloppy. It is better to ask a witness on the stand if they said X, Y, and Z to an investigator or somebody other than the attorney, because that way the attorney is not in the arena. But yeah, when I worked as a prosecutor, obviously we had law enforcement. Those were the investigators. When I worked as a public defender, let me see, all offices did all the offices I worked in as a public defender, these were 3 different jurisdictions. Each office had an investigator, right? But oftentimes, these investigators are, it really depends. There was an office I worked in, the largest office I've ever worked in, that it was fantastic. They had great resources. So for that office, the way they had it, they basically had the attorneys filling out a request for an investigator. You'd fill it out, tell them which client of the issue related to, you tell them what you wanted them to investigate, and you'll give them a deadline. So I liked that. I like that setup. Okay, and then there was some office. I think was that the smallest office I worked in. It may have been the smallest office I worked in. The office only had 1 investigator. I think the office. Let me see. One, two. I'm trying to remember how many attorneys were in that office. I think there were maybe 10 or 11 um, public defenders in that office. So it's 10 public defenders with 1 investigator. Under those circumstances, the investigator was reserved for, more serious felonies. Cases that I've had, I typically have always investigated my own cases. Apart from the time when I was a prosecutor. When I was a prosecutor, I'll tell law enforcement what it is that I wanted them to, investigate further. But during my time as a public defender, I'd investigate my own cases. I'd literally take my kid out. I'd take my kid on the road with me, and we would go out looking for surveillance and talking to store owners and things of that nature. But that's just me. I'm also one of those folks that I'm one of those people that prefer to do work myself, so I can get it done right, because other people, they don't have the same drive that I do, and they don't put the same emphasis on details the way that I do. So yeah, but in this practice currently, no investigator. But here's what's interesting on the other side, though, but because for workers' compensation and personal injury, I work as a plaintiff's attorney. So I represent people that are injured. Okay. But the folks on the other side, the attorney on the other side, that's the defense attorney. They represent the insurance company. That is the workers' compensation insurance or the insurance carrier. And they also represent the progress. Okay, I'm giving you names. I don't know if you guys have a Progressive in London or not, but basically the insurance company. And they tend to hire investigators, right? Because oftentimes the people that I represent in the context or in the realm of workers' compensation, it is somebody that got injured on the job. Somebody, I don't know, an excavator ran them over. We actually have a bunch of cases like that where an excavator runs somebody over, a dump truck runs somebody over or hits them, propels them in the air. They land on asphalt, they get injured. Sometimes we have steel beams, like 1,500-pound steel beams. They, crush a client's left lower extremity, things of that nature. Or it can be as simple as somebody suffering a disc herniation while they are on the job, right? They're carrying something that's way too heavy that a human being should not be carrying. And, they suffer a disc herniation. So under those circumstances, it's always important to advise a client that they may be under surveillance. And the reason for that is because oftentimes, this is where, this Luigi Mangione stuff comes into play. And I do not condone acts of violence. I definitely do not condone his alleged acts, but that's where it comes into play. The defense attorney and the insurance company, their role under the circumstances is to, one, make sure that the insurance company pays as little as possible. And they at times go to certain extents as denying claims altogether, right? Denying claims altogether, and basically not paying at all. So what I do is I fight. for the insurance company to actually pay these the injured worker or somebody that was in a car crash or whatever, and the opposing attorney does the opposite. But what I wanted to say in that context, you advise the client that it's human nature sometimes. You find people that are severely injured, and either they have no choice but to engage in certain heavy exertional activities because they have no choice, or sometimes people are just stubborn. Like if you're working with old people that are used to being independent and they go to Walmart or a Home Depot or something, yeah, they're going to be carrying some pretty heavy stuff because that's what they're used to. But that is not good. That is not good, and it creates a credibility issue if their medical records are saying that they cannot lift, I don't know, 50 pounds or something, or 20 pounds, and they're seen at Home Depot engaging in activities that they really should not be engaging. I know that's more information. That's more information than you asked for, Greg, but that is my answer.
An account for yourself. Okay. Hashtag ad. So,
so
as I stated,
Jason is asking, what is Ashley Merchant's grade? Yeah, I'm generous. I'm gonna give her an F plus. I'm gonna give her an F plus. An F plus. That's me being generous, because as far as, and I'm not going to reduce her to this one hearing, but what I've seen in this hearing is no bueno, not good enough.
I'm going to bring up we're going to just start this right away. It's already.
All right.
It's happy Christmas Eve, y'all, for the guys, for the people that sell.
Old bag is a mess. Old bag said she got herself some Botox, baby. All right. Good for you. I was gonna go into a Botox story, but you guys don't want to listen to my war stories.
Celebrate. I'm not going to I'm not celebrating. I'm not doing anything. I'm actually probably going to be sleeping, because your girl's been going through a little something. You know what I'm saying? Just going through a little something, and it is what it is. But
all right, Brooklyn, I'll take a look now.
I'm gonna be all right. The best thing that I could do for myself is to, stay the course.
It's a mess.
And till we figure it out. Right? So
what did Santa get for Sammy?
Hopefully today we won't be struggle streaming, and you guys are probably sleeping, getting ready for your Christmas festivities. Catch it on the replay. Just smash the like button when you come in.
All right, let's get.
And your girl is late today because, like I said,
Survivor Speaks. Let's we're gonna do that.
My own personal health.
Gonna do that.
Business, my business. Shout out to Empress Fox and the leader. So she was not in Atlanta. However, she did live stream the peaceful protest for Diamante Kendrick in a YSL trial. Professional.
Brooklyn, is this for me, or are you referring to somebody else when you're saying you don't freelance out your work?
Known as Yak Gotti, as we all know, he was found not guilty, on all of his charges. Yet he's still fighting for his freedom in the Fulton County Jail. And
well, Jerome, you need to check out Survivor Speaks, okay? I know Jerome is going to be rewatching watching these replays. So please check out Survivor Speaks. Let's support her.
Sadly, he is going to be spending Christmas there. That's horrible. That is horrible.
Yeah, Jerome is
as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and make sure, because I know I scheduled this for 1:30 a.m. right before I went live, and I did not change my banner. So I just want to make sure that what is scrolling across should be scrolling across. So it is about Yak Gotti in here. You see how God is so good. It's about Yak Gotti, but this video is not. So let me go ahead and make sure that I have everything that taken out that should be taken out. Shout out to Miss Tasha that is
Look at
Yeah.
Jason sending me some love, you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You know what? I think I'm going to leave this here. Yes, I am. So this banner says. So you know what? I was trying to go live stream the protest.
Yeah, my baby Survivor Speaks. My baby wants an iPhone too, and I mean, she asked for Uggs during Thanksgiving. She got those. I'm not giving a 10-year-old an iPhone. I'm sorry. I think she's up because I just heard some bells jingling. She's wearing she's wearing one of those little headbands. We got it from Walmart. Shout out to Walmart. Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Earlier, but I was on my phone.
Not ready.
I was not home. And so it didn't work out for me. So I did have this here, and I'm going to leave this.
No, not investigating work. I would investigate the facts surrounding my client's cases.
Rolling on through. Here it says how the Cash App is Cash App.
All right.
Gotti.
All right, Sammy.
And that money will go to his mother, Miss Tasha.
All right, Sammy.
And put to good use because, you know, he has to now he has an attorney right now, but according to her, I don't know if he's going to continue to keep the attorney that he has, and she's going to be, you know, looking to get him another attorney.
Oh, Survivor Speaks. Is Kayla not going to continue representing Yak, or what's going on?
So I guess I'll go ahead and leave that scrolling across the.
Because I thought that during Judge McBurney's what is this hearing, I thought she said she would be representing him throughout the entirety and not just for the purposes of bail.
Window, if you want to donate to Yak Gotti, feel free to do so, because no one should be incarcerated when they were found not guilty by a juror of their peers. Now, he did get another charge while incarcerated. However, he is fighting for his life. There has been several attempts to unalive him, and the most recent was he was stabbed in the top of his head, and he has stitches and staples on the day that he was found not guilty. So he has to defend himself. I don't think that anyone should be able to take that right away from him. We have a right to defend ourselves with a firearm if you know, as long as you are legally enrolled.
I'm not gonna touch this Yak Gotti stuff, so I'll let it go.
So, you know, just because you're incarcerated don't mean that you let people beat up on you and, oh, I don't want to get in any trouble and go to the hole or things like that. So I'm not going to defend myself.
I mean, from what I understand, though, Survivor, from what I understand, if we go back to that, to the bail application, the alleged facts are that. No, that's different. That's different because that's the lashing. But if I remember correctly, I'm trying to figure out when the proceedings this information was provided. But from my understanding is that Yak Gotti was, you know, stabbed somebody with him or something. And it's that individual that was defending themselves. From my understanding, there was some type of, I don't know, altercation. And it appears that Yak Gotti was the aggressor in this. That's if I remember correctly, but it was in one of those court proceedings. I don't remember which one.
Oh, if he didn't defend himself, he may be, you know, out of here today. He might not, you know, he probably wouldn't be around. But other than that, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that one. And shout out to Miss Tasha. The protest was a success, and it did remain peaceful. And I'm so proud and happy, you know, for that, because, you know, people are just looking for a reason to, you know, to have something to say, but, you know, they didn't give them anything to say. So they can't say that one. So shout out to Seti Nash, Empress Fox. I'm gonna call her Lady Pink. This sister, she has a YouTube channel. Cool. I subscribed to her yesterday, and you know what? I need
okay.
Continuously.
All right. So Survivor Speak says I can move the bar forward. Okay, I have to find it. Hold on. How do I know? Do you have a timestamp for me? Okay, I think this is it. Hold on. I think that's it. I think
So
that's
we
it.
give no F's, right? Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
And she was pregnant at
So,
the time.
Survivor Speak says that according to his mother, Yak is looking for a different attorney. I think, I think that probably does make sense. Again, I was not impressed with Kayla's argument. That is the type of stuff you say to lay folks outside a courtroom. That was not a legal argument according to me, and I'm going to stand by that. Brooklyn says it looks like Doug is coming back. I don't want Doug is not experienced. So I do not know that I'd want uh Doug. If I was, yeah, I mean, yeah, God, he doesn't know any better. But from from the from a legal perspective, if I'm analyzing trial skills, that's not who I'd be going with. So Greg says, SO, are you going to have your own practice one day in the future? Yeah, I have a timeline. Hopefully we get there sooner and not later because I'm a trial attorney. I enjoy having trials, and when I don't have that, an element of me is missing. So okay, let's see. I really need to get my glasses, you guys. Yeah, I need to rest my eyes a little bit.
Of the
Too many words.
interrogation. She done had that baby. She came in there. When I tell you she was stepping,
What are you talking about?
stepping in there, here, in layers and stuff like.
I'm sorry, I'm nosy. I need to go back a little bit. I need to know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so we gives none. Because she don't know how to shut the F. So we give no F.
Who are we talking about?
Okay. Let's go. And she was pregnant at the time of the interrogation. She done had that baby. She came in there. When I tell you she was.
Oh, you're talking about the officer. Got it. The officer in Sarah Boone's case. Yeah. I miss when my Zeta was that much younger because I could just buy a whole bunch of random stuff. Like, she'd be fine. Now it's about Jays and this and that and this and that. And that's different because I'm not into trends. That has never been my thing. Like even when people are getting what is this, the Stanley Cup, so a girl cry for a Stanley Cup. But I'm like, I'm not, I'm okay. I'm okay with great value.
Stepping. She came in there stepping in there, here in layers and stuff like that. In the interrogation room, I remember her being sick and she had to hear something like it's just flat. Then she came in today, had a little Pharaoh force on the side.
Survivor Speaks is my type of person, okay? My type of person. What I mean by that is as much as, these are trials and the like, I like a little bit of lightness to such serious what is this? I guess serious occurrences. So yeah, definitely my girl. Definitely my girl.
Hey, I'm not mad at you, Miss Chelsea. I'm not mad at you. Let's come on, bring it on over and let's get started. Like I said, if it's not too
okay, so Greg is saying that most of these channels I've seen are from Atlanta. Is it a bias thing? Just asking. I need you to elaborate. What do you mean by a bias thing? And then, I mean, if we have Jasmine in here, Jasmine's writing for a family, take it or leave it. And I've always maintained that I have no dog in this fight. I've been a prosecutor. I've been a public defender. My focus, if you go back and watch any of my videos, I never yell free this person or that person. My focus is really on the trial, or what is this? The attorney's trial skills and abilities. So that is what I focus on. And then Survivor Speaks says we are being told that is the story they're telling, but his roommate was stealing from him and he was being harassed. When you say he was being harassed, who was being harassed? The roommate or yeah. My opinion, but I believe the state is involved. He has a case for a cell phone, okay? That's what Survivor Speaks is saying. And then Ali says, "So believe me, Aaliyah's presents are random, mostly sensory stuff, but the most random sensory things from the on sale shelf. Even though by the time I leave, I'm not sure it's a sale anymore." Yeah, I mean, that's how to go about it. That's how to go about it. I definitely miss that stage. I don't know. I wanted to say something, but I'm not sure if Madame is asleep or not. So leave it at that. Yeah, I agree, Survivor. It's definitely easier to digest with some laughter. Yep.
Yes, I might move it up just a teeny bit more, but we're gonna get her off the stand because you know what, I have used that to, just make me a little thumbnail. And so yeah, sometimes you do that there. Okay, here she got. CHELSEY. Last name is AOEPSEL.
Thank you, Counselor Mancourt. Thank you. Where do you work, ma'am?
Why do you guys, Survivor Speaks, why do you guys fast forward the speech? And how do you, I don't know how to do it. It's going to be very obvious that I don't, YouTube, I need to watch a tutorial. I don't always have time. Why do you guys fast forward?
What do you do for Sheriff Nina?
I am homicide.
How long have you been a homicide detective?
6 years.
What's your total experience with the Orange County Sheriff's Office in terms of years?
I'm going on 12 years.
Any prior law enforcement experience prior to joining the Sheriff's Office? And in the homicide unit.
Oh, Brooklyn, how I wish I had a gift. I don't, listen, I went to, after my kids' dentist appointment, we went to Walmart. Walmart, we were supposed to get two things. We were supposed to get cookies for Santa, and I was supposed to get some hangers, right? Because my kid has outgrown the baby hangers. So I figured if I moved on to the adult hangers, then clothes won't be falling. We had to get two things. Went in Walmart, got a whole bunch of random stuff. And then we went to Marshall. Oh, I love Marshalls. I love a bargain, baby. So we went to Marshalls. In Marshalls, I literally only went to Marshalls to get my kid a hat, like a winter hat and gloves, because we're going to take pictures. And I wanted her to match me. I told you guys I'm going to an attorney's conference in January. Okay. It's going to be cold. So yeah, we'll be out of state. So I want her, we need to be matching in the snow. I don't know if it will be snowing, but we need to be matching in the snow. We went there. Well, I got myself pajamas, and I'm not a tiny girl. I don't know why I bought extra small. So I bought extra small, and I tried it on when I came home, and it doesn't fit. So I guess that's the gift to myself. And I still don't have time to drive back. Okay. So Greg says, in my opinion, these channels are for YSL, but the truth is they are not nice people. As many vids online about Thug and Co., they are not innocent. Okay, I'm going to put up the link here. Brooklyn, feel free to come up here, and then we can explore this further. And Brooklyn says, sent you the link to Young Thug's video clips. I'll check those out. Survivor Speak says, I'm not from the ATL. However, time was already served for the majority of the charges. We sped it up to shorten the video. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know how to fast forward, but I'm still learning, you guys. I'm still trying to figure out.
How is it that you get notified that you shall be the lead investigator on a case?
So for this case specifically, my team was on call that week for homicides.
And
so
are you, I guess I'd have to send you an email because I'm trying to figure out, are you fast forwarding? I guess you're fast forwarding while you're recording. Oh, got it. So while you basically play the video and then you just speed it up. Got it.
on the team to notify the concept, to notify the on-call homicide.
Okay, I'll check that out. Let me go to Gmail.
I don't like that sound. It's not giving. What's going on?
It's good.
All right. And is it fair to say that you guys have 3 teams of 4?
Yes.
And each of the 3rd weeks you will be on call?
Yes.
And then through some other random distribution, it's determined who of the 4 will be the lead?
Correct.
And it was your turn to investigate the death of Jorge Torres?
Yes.
And you were notified of this on February 24th of 2020?
Right. Brooklyn, I saw, I got your email. Would you be able to join? I mean, if you cannot join the live tomorrow, that's fine. You can just watch the replay. You can watch the replay, but I got it. So that's what that's what we're gonna do. And then Brooklyn says Law and Crime played dirty today. Okay, we're gonna watch it first impressions tomorrow, and then we'll see, where we go with that. We're gonna give Survivor Speaks the rest of our time. We have like 26 minutes, and then it's about an hour before Santa gets here. Yeah. And then okay, so Greg agrees with Survivor. All right, let's get into it.
Afternoon?
Yes.
About what time were you notified?
I would have to look at the cash sheets of the call directly, but I would assume within 30 minutes to an hour of deputies being on scene.
All right, and do you go to the scene first, or do you do anything else?
In this particular incident, I got my partner, Detective Owen, and we headed out to the scene.
All right, and when you got to the scene, what did you do?
I met with the deputies there, and they kind of just briefed me on what was going on and what they responded to.
Did you do a walk through the scene?
I did.
And then was a search warrant drafted for the residence?
Yes.
And later executed?
Correct.
Did you have any contact with somebody identified to you as Sarah Boone on the scene?
Yes.
Do you see Sarah Boone in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you point out where she is and what she's wearing?
She's up here on my left, and she's wearing blue.
In the record reflects she's identified the defendant. Record will reflect. When did you first have contact with her?
If I'm not mistaken, she was outside of the apartment when I got there. So once I spoke with deputies, I then went and introduced myself to her.
All right, and did you ask her any questions at this time as you guys are standing outside of the residence?
Not like detailed questions about like what happened, because I already was told by deputies what she had told them. So it's more just to like introduce myself and to let her know, we're doing a search warrant. And
Survivors spill the tea. I shared the link. You can come up here. You can come up here and let us know what's going on.
procedures of how we do things.
When you respond to a scene, do you respond in plain clothes?
I do, yeah, like business professional.
Like what you're wearing?
Yes.
And when you made contact with her outside of her residence for this first contact, were you alone or was your partner Scott alone with you?
I believe Scott was with me.
And was he also similarly dressed in business casual?
Yes.
All right. And so how long was this initial interaction with Ms. Boone?
Not long. Maybe a couple minutes to a few minutes.
Okay. And this
All
was
right,
out
got
on the
it.
sidewalk in front
Thank
of her home?
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, she was at a neighbor's residence, like sitting out on their like front porch area.
Do you recall what you asked her in this initial contact?
Do I recall what?
You asked her?
No.
Okay. So it was just a couple of minutes that you were there with her?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you do after your first contact with her?
So once I did my walkthrough, we decided to go with a search warrant for the scene. So that was written by somebody else. And then once that was executed, we went in there further with CSIs. And then we talked to Brian Boone, which was the ex-husband. And then I believe, and then sat Sarah into our unmarked vehicle and had a conversation with her.
Was that conversation in the unmarked vehicle recorded?
Yes, audio recording.
And can you describe this unmarked vehicle for the court?
At the time, I was in an unmarked Pathfinder, so it was like gray in color, didn't look like it.
And then for those that actually celebrate Christmas, what do you guys usually have for breakfast?
It's like law enforcement or police on the exterior, and there were lights looking like inside.
Where did everybody sit in this Pathfinder?
All right, we have Survivor Speaks, baby. Hey, what's up?
Let me see. Let me turn this video off so I can't. I'm hearing. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
I hear some type of feedback or
Hold on. Let me turn it down and turn my other volume. Hold on. I have another video.
All right.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's your video. Hold on.
What's that?
It's me. No. It's me.
Oh, okay.
I had went on the computer. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me up. The thing is, let me see. I'm gonna look because I've made some and I couldn't type. So
Okay.
the thing I believe in justice. I worked in law enforcement for 7.5 years, but as a correction officer.
Okay.
So I believe in justice first. I don't like injustice. So the thing with this case for me is that if nobody's saying that these gentlemen are didn't commit any crimes, but they should have charged them correctly instead of trying to get this conspiracy to RICO.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because a lot of the charges that they have against these guys that were individual, they packaged it together, slapped the RICO on it, and now it's like double dipping. They've already served their time, but because of the way the RICO statute is written, they are able to recharge them for some of these crimes. If you I don't know. I forgot what his name is, but he was one of my favorite witnesses on the stand. The guy that he's incarcerated, serving his time. He came and they were asking him some. I forgot his name, so because I wasn't. I just jumped, came up. So I got to think about it. I have and I'm good, y'all. I just like to let people know this. I have what you call chemo fog brain, so sometimes I have to.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. So. That guy, it was someone they brought to the stands to testify, and he kept saying, "I'm in jail. I'm serving my time. What do you have me here for? I'm not saying anything. I'm serving my time. So you can't force me to be here." So let me go back to why tell you why I say what I said. There is a guy named Mondo. He's claiming that he started YSL. All you gotta do is put his name in on YouTube. You can see it for yourself. So Fani was his attorney.
Fani,
whatever she calls her.
Fani,
Fani, whatever she calls her. I was in the delivery room. I wasn't there when her parents named her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They said she has a fifth-fold. Fani, but if I don't remember say Fani, oh well. Fani was his attorney. And so that is the only thing that saved him from not being a part of this case. Now, is that fair? Because Fani was his attorney, that he's excluded from this fake RICO case? It's not fair. And then not only that, if you put his name in on YouTube, you're going to see that he was going on this whole interviewing tour, taking the credit for starting YSL and all of this other stuff, saying stuff that would kind of hurt the case because he knows he's not being charged. So I do believe, and this is my opinion, alleged. Let me just say allegedly, and I do believe that he is, one of the people that fed Fani some of the information that she has. She did. Brooklyn is exactly correct. She did. We watched the video yesterday on Flesh. It is very eye-opening. I think that you will have a ball with that. She run her campaign on not sleeping with people. Mr. Nathan Wade, you got him a job and everything. From the people. And she was taking jabs at I couldn't remember what his name was. You know his name because you just
Howard something.
Yes. She was taking jabs at him. She used the church and everything else to say that she was going to do this. She also ran her campaign saying that she was not going to be like incarcerating people for just normal possession of like marijuana. Marijuana is legal in a lot of states. I don't smoke it. I don't smoke anything. Never smoked in my life. But to each his own. So she said that she was not going to be arresting people for minor possession, and they know that they're using. She wasn't going. Everything that she said she wasn't going to do, she's doing. So. I have a big problem with that. And if you're going to charge people, charge everybody. Now, as it relates to Jeffrey Williams, they had the charges of the they did find the guns and stuff in his house, right? They did find those. When he was younger, he would tell you that he I guess he was just trying to survive, but there was some things that he did. But Jeffrey started having fame a while ago. When they arrested him, he was just coming back from out of the country. So what he did was he tried to help them, and what they did, they brought like part of what he was trying to do to get the guys out of the game. They used it against him. Like when they saying, "Oh, he bought them sneakers," they didn't have the money to do it, but they kept cutting off the parts where they were telling the truth, and they were saying Jeffrey Williams gave us a job. Like once he made it, he gave us a job. But if we still wanted to be a part of the streets, he let him go. He's like, no, you can't. You got to either do it this way or you got to do it that way. You don't have to do that anymore. I'm in position to, give you a legal job, but you got to get out of the streets like that. But for the rest of them, and this is another problem that I have, you gave immunity to some of these people. If you were really, really paying attention at the trial, you could see who did what. You gave immunity to some of these people, and now you have them on the street. And then you said these people were so dangerous. What bothered me the most was you had this family come to this courtroom on more than one occasion, telling them falsehoods that they were going to be able to make a witness impact statement. Nobody has been found guilty. Nobody has been found guilty of these crimes. You cannot run a case based on what's on social media. A celebrity, 9 times out of 10, they don't even run their social media platforms. I was very shocked to see them admit into evidence a post from the Shade Room. The Shade Room is it's a blog. It's a gossip
tabloid.
Yes, it's a gossip blog. She just happened to start it, and it's a very successful one. But this is a court of law. What are we doing? So if she would have charged them individually for the charges for the crimes, that they committed, then I would be okay with that.
Right.
But don't throw a bunch of people in a pot and say, oh, all of this stuff they did, all of it, according to the RICO statute. That's not true. But Fani has more knowledge about what's going on. RICO is the people that are sitting across from them. That's an organized gang. Because you're not.
No, not necessarily. We're going to have to correct on that. For RICO, you do not necessarily have to.
That's my opinion.
No, I'm just talking as far as the law is concerned. You don't have to be a gang. So I just had to correct you on that. But
thank you. I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm not a lawyer, so thank you. I do take constructive criticism very well, and I welcome it. But I just think that they did not. They did an injustice, and these people still don't have a. You didn't investigate properly. Almost everybody that got on the stand from the state side perjured themselves. And it was brought out by the defense. I don't think that they thought that on the other side that they were going to have the lawyers that they had, the attorneys that they had. If you look at it, do you remember when the young man came into the courtroom when Jeffrey Williams was sitting in front of the courtroom and he went to hand him something? He looked like, what is going on? What are you doing?
Your words are breaking up, Survivor.
I'm sorry. Let me see. I don't know. Do you remember? Am I still breaking up?
No, you're good.
Okay. So do you remember when Jeffrey Williams was sitting like towards the front of the court and the young man came in and was going to hand him a pill, and he was looking like what is going on? But there was an officer that was walking right behind him. Remember that?
I don't recall. As far as the pill activity, I don't recall that. No.
But it was just odd. You could tell that he was caught off guard. He didn't know what was going on. The same when Little Rod, how he's been locked up since he was 15, right? So he had to get dressed in order to come into court, right? Right. And so now he had to be brought there. So he got dressed. You didn't smell marijuana. He was in close quarters with you guys. You didn't smell marijuana. But now, seriously, you smell marijuana, and it is sold into his suit.
Yeah, I remember. That's the incident that I remember.
I worked in the jail, so I'm going to just say this. I was a correction officer, like I stated, for 7.5 years. And even though what they were doing in the back was videotaped, you could not fully see what was going on. And I full well know about those situations. My thing, like I said, charge these people. This turned into a circus. Yeah. And you wasted taxpayers' money.
Right.
You played in taxpayers' faces. And then these people that lost their families on the other side, they still I'm not talking about Jeffrey Williams. I'm talking about even though regardless as to who they were or what crimes they committed, bring them to trial and have them arrested.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the state did this, but they still don't have justice for those their family, their loved ones that were unalived, because you're busy trying to put something on someone that that doesn't make sense. The square peg does not fit into the round hole. So that is my issue with that. But this guy, I'm telling you, put in Mondo, Mondo, I couldn't believe it. I said, so why is he not on trial?
Yeah, we'll check him out.
Why is Woody? Why? I mean, and I wish Woody. It was different circumstances when it comes to Woody. But why is Woody home? Why is, like, he did nothing for your case?
Right.
And Moontook is arrested for what? Moontook is in jail for telling Love what nobody else had the guts to tell her. Stop talking to me like that. That's why he's locked. He's not locked up for changing.
I don't know about that, but okay.
He has 2 attorneys that have taken his case pro bono. I don't know if you know about the angry lawyer he's on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. He has his paperwork and went through his paperwork. He gives you the breakdown. Let me see if I can find where that is.
I don't have social media outside of Reddit.
No, he was on a YouTube channel.
Okay.
But I'll email it to you if you want to look into it. You can.
Okay.
His attorney also did not represent him well. But I just think that they all should have been charged separately for the crimes that they committed, and they would have had no outcome.
Yeah, no question about that. I agree with you on the fact that Fani definitely overcharged in this case, and I kind of see Alvin Bragg doing the same with this Luigi Mangione case, but we're gonna see where that one winds up. So
yeah. We'll see what all winds up, but I guarantee you that we're probably going to be hearing more about this case, and not from Fulton County or anybody else. There's a new administration, going into the White House, and I believe that he has. And I don't do the politics thing. I don't tell who I voted for. I'm just speaking, saying my opinion. So, Trump doesn't like when, people bother him, regardless to whether or not what he did was legal or illegal. And he normally finds a way to, make things come out, just like Ashley Merchant found a way to find out that Nathan and Fani was sleeping together or whatever. And
Gucci's.
Yeah. They're going to do a little digging.
Yeah.
So we can watch out for that.
Yeah. Any closing? Because we usually do something called closing arguments. So when I have a co-counsel up here, they give us a recap. We have 8 minutes, so you can stick around and we watch a bit more of your video, and then we can come back with closing. Do you want to do that, or do you want to give your closing now?
I'll stay here with you.
Okay. All right. Let's get back into Survivor Speaks.
Did you have any?
And your closing can be about anything. It can be about, Sarah Boone, the video that we're reacting to. It can be about literally anything. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conversation with her about the facts of the case or investigation that wasn't recorded inside the car.
No.
And that was all recorded and turned over to the state attorney's office?
Where is
Survivor?
I'm going to ask you, where's the juicy part of this video? Where do you want me to fast forward?
Sarah Boone actually testifies at this hearing, even though she didn't have to, but she couldn't help herself. But I think you would appreciate the cross-examination of the cross-examination.
Let's see. Is it here? Or maybe not.
You'll see Owens come up. He has the gray hair. Hold on, let me see if I can.
I think is this.
I can't. I'm just.
Here she is. There goes Miss Sarah.
Oh yeah, that's Sarah. Mr. Owens.
All right.
Mr. Owens is the part I think that you will enjoy.
Okay. Do you have a timestamp?
I'm trying to.
It's okay. I mean, I can start from the beginning and then just carry on tomorrow. I don't have a problem doing that.
No, that's fine.
And then Greg says closing is longer than the stream, but that's cool. Yeah, it's like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's let me see if I got it. All right, so it starts at about. He starts at. Hold on 1 minute. And the cross is not long either, but
Okay.
I think that we're going to be able. All right, so it starts about 24:11.
What do you mean 24:11? I'm at 1:36 right now.
Oh, hold on. Where am I? No, wait a minute.
Yeah, your video is an hour and 50 minutes long.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm on the video. So
Okay.
it's 25 of. Hold on. Yeah, he's here. What? Let me look at yours.
Okay.
Let me bring up. Let me put on mute so I won't double here. Hold on.
Right. Okay. So while Survivor's doing that, I'm just gonna play where we are.
That's all that. We want to see all that. Nobody put your hand up.
I guess we'll
past it. Yeah, you went past it. That's why. Because Sarah is getting on the stand now, but the crossing is before that. Let me say at 20.
Oh, you mean the cross of the officer?
Officer, yeah, that
Okay.
is that is where you're going to see some fireworks.
All right. And I mean, I don't quite recall because I watched part of this trial. I don't remember being quite impressed with her attorneys, but okay.
You know what it was? She had 8 public defenders that she could not get along with.
You fired everybody.
Yeah, and so the judge told her that he wasn't going to get her another attorney. She was going to have to represent herself pro se.
Yeah.
Well, this attorney actually took her case pro bono.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he went on YouTube and asked if they think he was crazy if he took the case, and everybody was telling him stay away from it, but he took it anyway.
I think it's good. And because she should have been hammered. I mean,
hey, hold on one second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's 30. That was Sarah's beginning of Sarah's crossing.
Okay, so 24 minutes. All right, got it.
And they kind of just briefed me on what was going on and what they responded to.
Did you do a walkthrough?
All right, Jason said 24 minutes. So I'm 24 minutes into the video.
Oh, yeah, I'm not on. Let me see where you're at.
Jason, is that it? It means for free, Greg. When you represent,
he's right. That's what yeah.
When an attorney takes on a case for free, no legal fees, then it's a pro bono case. And that's provided. Let me clarify. If an attorney ordinarily does not charge for their services, then that is not pro bono. But let me clarify. Let me not confuse the issues. Let me put it this way. Somebody such as a public defender, okay, there's a set salary. Public defenders do not get paid per case. So even though there's no specific legal fee assigned to their representation of a defendant, it's not pro bono because they still get a salary. Mm-hmm. Whereas an attorney that is in private practice or an attorney that ordinarily charges a fee, if they decide to take a case for free, basically they're not asking for legal fees. That is a pro bono case. And if the attorney takes a case for a reduced fee, that is a low bono case. So, okay. So Jason says I was wrong. Okay. I know. Are you wrong about the timestamp? Is that what you're saying, Jason? Survivor, what's the timestamp? Is it 24 minutes or no?
No, I think it's hold on. I think
like I said, if it's not
hold on.
I believe we started interviewing her right before 5 p.m.
Is there any particular reason for executing the search warrant and speaking to another witness or witnesses prior to interviewing Miss Boone?
Oh yeah. No, that's him.
Is that it?
So yeah, go play. Could you play it?
All right.
And she was pregnant at the time of that bar right there. And while you're doing it, I'll show you. You see that gear that says HD? I'm sorry, you can keep doing what you're doing. I was just telling you how to speed it up.
Which one?
No, when you was remember.
Over here.
You see that? Yeah, that's if you click on there. I'm just showing so you can use it just in case you want to. I'm not sure if you do.
Okay.
That and you see it says playback speed.
Okay, over here.
Right there. You click on it and it's a drop down.
Oh my goodness.
And then you'll change it to whatever speed that you want to.
Oh, thank you so much. Like I'm so new to all this stuff.
No problem. Anytime you have any questions, just shoot me an email and I will be able to.
Do you have your email in here? Let me see.
I'll send it to you. I have yours.
Okay. All right.
So I'll send
thank you. I appreciate that.
Baby, she came in there. When I tell you she was that's the beginning. What is it? Year 24?
This is 24-21.
Oh my goodness. Girl, get it together. I mean, it wasn't the crossing stuff wasn't that long. This is why I'm trying to hold on because that's
So although he was at the scene when y'all showed up, he was not considered a suspect or person of interest?
all right, hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the wrong term site.
Okay.
Wait 1 second.
Prior to that, has she been detained?
All right.
Not to leave the scene. Has you interviewed with her in the car? Has she been asked or ordered to stand?
All right, let me do this. And she just basically just say, hey, it's going
Of the building, is that a safe assumption?
Yes. Or interview rooms that are audio and video recorded.
You better stop it before I get Nene leaks. Don't make me.
This hearing.
I looked at my.
Okay, so go to 30. I'm sorry, 34. Just go to 34 minutes and we'll get something. Yeah.
All right, 34.
Sorry about that.
That's all
Yeah,
right.
34.
Okay.
So yeah, he comes on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Detective, I'm James Owens. I met you outside just a few minutes ago, and you know I represent.
buckle up, cause here we go. And I just want to say that this attorney, he rubbed me the wrong way, and it's just me. But you know, I have a right to my own opinion, and yeah, he rubbed me the wrong way. But here we go, and he better stop it before I get Nene leaks.
Okay.
Don't make me.
All right, Survivor.
Don't make me call Pasha.
Sarah Boone. Detective, have you had a chance to review any paperwork related to this case prior to this hearing?
I have looked at my investigative report, and I have looked at some policies, but they were from current.
Have you had a chance to view Deputy Kayla Rodriguez's body cam video prior to today?
I've seen it. I have not seen it recently.
Have you had a chance to review and listen to the audio interrogation that was in the unmarked vehicle that you did of Sarah Boone on the day in question?
Yes, I have reviewed that.
And have you had a chance to review the approximate 2-hour interrogation video at the Orange County Sheriff's Department?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that prior to you asking Sarah Boone to enter this unmarked vehicle for this interrogation with Detective Lowen, that you did a preliminary investigation as to whether or not this was potentially a homicide?
Yes.
And you would have viewed the scene inside the apartment?
Yes.
And you would have spoken to Deputy Rodriguez about what she knew about the situation?
Yes.
And you would speak to Deputy Rodriguez about what Sarah Boone had said had happened?
Correct.
And did you talk to any other people there about the situation prior to speaking with Sarah Boone about the facts in this case?
Just Brian Boone.
Okay. And was that conversation recorded with Brian Boone?
Yes.
And would that have been in your squad car?
Potentially. I didn't listen to that interview. I don't know if we interviewed him outside or in my car.
Was he Mirandized?
No.
Okay. So although he was at the scene when y'all showed up, he was not considered a suspect or person of interest?
No.
At some point, did you determine that Sarah Boone was a suspect or person of interest?
At some point, yes.
Tell us when that happened.
The next day.
Okay, so at the time of this event, your initial appearance there at the scene, which I understand you must have stayed 4 or 5 hours?
Probably.
Okay. At that point, at no time did y'all consider Sarah Boone a suspect?
Let's go to the way you're asking, but she was the only one there. She's claiming that no one else was there. So what I was being told would mean that she was the only person of interest in that situation. But due to not having the autopsy results. We just interviewed her initially, got her initial statement, and then pending once the autopsy was completed the next morning was when I already knew I was going to meet with her again to discuss the autopsy results. So
this is unrelated, but what are these widgets up here?
Oh, that's that. Don't worry about that. That's from that you have you have YouTube. Yeah. You have YouTube, so you have those on the top. It shouldn't be there, but
I don't know, but okay.
It shouldn't be there, but I got a new computer system altogether, and it's roles and stuff. So
Oh, okay.
Then we had another interview with her where she was Mirandized, and she went to jail later that evening.
While you were there on scene, I know at some point you saw her phone on the kitchen counter.
I did.
All right.
And
and at some point you went to Sarah Boone and you asked her for the password to open the phone.
We asked to go through her
phone. Did you ask Sarah Boone, can I have the password so I can go through your phone?
Yes, after she signed the consent form.
Okay, so not before? You didn't ask her before you asked her to sign the consent form? Sarah, give me the password to your phone.
Not that I recall, but I would normally have.
Wait, is she saying, hold on. Wait, what?
For your phone.
Yes, after she signed the consent form.
Okay, so not before? You didn't ask her before you asked her to sign the consent form? Sarah, give me the password to your phone.
Not that I recall, but I would normally have her sign the consent form first for her consenting to the phone and then gather the password or whatever it is.
Well, how would that have even come about then? I mean, how would you have approached her about signing the waiver to consent to searching the phone?
She called 911. So I told her that we needed to corroborate her story as to what occurred. Okay. And so to do that, I wanted to go through her phone.
Or do you know about what time she signed the consent?
No, I don't think it requires a time on there. But it was when we were on the scene initially.
Was it prior to her interrogation in the unmarked vehicle?
Yes.
And after she signed the consent, did your testimony is you asked her for a password and she gave you her password after signing the consent to search the phone?
Yes, I didn't touch the phone until my digital came.
All right. You're talking about the digital investigator? And they have the ability to open up the phone and search the phone?
With or without a password, yes.
Man, somebody's distracted. Jason is distracted. She says she's cute, the witness.
She's a lead investigator, Jason.
Yeah, distracted. Okay, hold on. Greg says, so with all these YouTube big shots with influence, you should all promote each other's channels. I think we've done a good job of doing that. Yeah, and we'll definitely continue to do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add Sustain to mine because Flesh. I found I'm over here because Flesh. I was having a hard time finding you, and I'm like, Flesh, I can't find. I can't find her, and then I said, oh my god, I got it. So
yeah, I think we've all done a good job of supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jason says, Greg, she should monetize, in my opinion. Why not? Okay, I guess I'll do it. We'll see. A lot of people have asked me to do you guys really want to give me your money? Like, do you want to do that? And then Greg says, good people should get paid for their time. All right.
Yeah, it is. I do agree. So, but it is based on, I don't know if you got an email from YouTube or anything like that on your back channel. They'll tell you when, you can be monetized. But the thing is, you don't just get money from the people. Sustain, you also get they put advertisement on your channel, so you get paid from those advertisers. Because you have to have 4,000 hours and 4,000 watch time hours, and I forgot how many subscribers. I think it's
look at Survivor encouraging me.
I mean, yeah, it's not because you people don't always donate or become members all the time, but
okay,
you have. I mean, I like your channel. It's like you don't want to. You are covering trials and stuff like that, and legally giving clarifying things for people. And so, I mean, it's his job, and some people do it full time. You should see how much money some of these YouTubers make.
Really? I don't know. I like my job.
So hopefully I'll do a lot. I don't like mine.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
But it's
hopefully, you blow up and we
I'm
off.
going to be able to pay just pay my bills. I do other things outside of that, but outside of this, but I do a lot.
Okay. All right. And Greg says I'll be a YouTube lawyer. No, I'm a lawyer in real life. Not on YouTube.
You'll be. Did you see all the lawyers on here making this good money? Some of them are retiring because they say they. But if you enjoy what you're doing, what you do, then you enjoy what you do. That's.
Who is retiring? Who's retiring?
So if you know the lead attorney, I don't know if you ever watched this channel.
Yeah, he's been around for quite some time. I've not
been around for about 3 or 4 years. That is not that he's been around for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
He makes, and I'm not just, he tells you so. He makes a good living.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, on here, and you know, he brings his dad on the stand.
I know who that is.
You have another Natalie lawyer chick. She's actually a public defender. Awesome channel, awesome content as well. So yeah, it's a lot of. Well, she still works. She's still a practicing. Public defender. So.
Right. Okay.
But we don't have time today, so.
Right. Okay. Let's get into this.
Yep.
Y'all utilize the password that Sarah given, did you not?
I believe so.
Okay. And you know how long it took for the digital investigator to show up after you arrived?
Oh yeah, she didn't come until later. I believe around 7 p.m.
Okay.
And she arrived.
And you know there were two videos on Sarah's phone.
After I spoke to Sarah.
I'm sorry?
After I spoke to Sarah.
All right. So what I'm gathering from what you just said is, at some point, you asked or directed Sarah Boone into your unmarked vehicle, or you interrogated her. Is that correct?
Where we completed an interview, yes, sir.
And your testimony is that you did not view the videos that were found on her phone. And I'm referring to the 2-minute video of George in the suitcase. And then some time went by, and I think there was about a 22-second video of George in the suitcase that Sarah took of him in the suitcase. Your testimony is prior to you putting her in your unmarked vehicle that you were not aware of those 2 videos.
That's correct, sir. I did not go through her phone until digital forensics came out and then went into her phone. And then she brought me over to her van to tell me about the video and what she found.
All right. So your testimony is at the time that Sarah Boone was interviewed in your vehicle, that the forensic phone investigator had not arrived.
Correct.
Okay. Did you tell Sarah? I know we saw.
Survivor, when did this actual hearing take place? Do you remember?
October 4th of 2024. I don't know how I missed this one, so that's why I actually reviewed it, because I was like, I missed this one. So yeah, it was October 4th of 2024.
Okay.
The audio, or once you get in the car, but did you talk to Sarah before y'all got in the vehicle?
Of course.
And did you tell?
Wasn't she the one that was pregnant? I'm sorry.
Yes, yes, you are correct. She remember in the room, she was getting kind of sick. She was a little, we at the time, I didn't know that she was pregnant, but yeah, she was pregnant. She looked totally different.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the investigator that was
Sarah that y'all wanted to talk to her, and this was routine protocol.
Yeah, that I wanted to have a conversation with her, and once I had walked through the house and saw what I was working with, we would have that conversation.
Did you tell her that interviewing her in the squad car was routine protocol to your investigation?
I don't recall if I specifically said that, sir. This is 2020.
Okay. If she recalled that, would you dispute it? Your testimony is you don't remember saying that.
I don't remember specifically saying one more time. What is it that she claimed I said?
Routine protocol.
I would not interview her, not in my unmarked car. So my routine protocol, sure, I would do that. I would interview her in a spot where no one can hear us.
And you would explain to her why you were doing that, wouldn't you?
Would I explain to her why we were sitting in my car?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Well, you would have to tell her something.
Yes, we're going to go have a conversation in my car now.
Okay. And did she have any questions that you recall about what's this about? And you could have potentially explained to her that this is routine?
It was all explained on the audio recording.
Okay. But you agree you had a conversation with her before you got into the car with her?
Yes, I definitely directed her to get into the front passenger seat.
No, Greg is definitely trying to encourage me. Apparently the what is this? The Depp Heard made $30K a day from lawyer donations. Are you talking about Johnny Depp? Are you talking about attorneys that were covering the case, or the actual attorneys? Okay, covering the case.
So Greg, so the only thing, Diddy's case is going to be in federal court, so they don't have no cameras. So I guess like if they are just somebody's like able to get the transcripts, I'm not even I don't even know if that's possible with the feds. I'm not sure, but I do know somebody from the YSL case that was making like $27,000 a day.
What do you mean from the YSL trial? Like somebody that was covering the case?
Just covering it.
God damn it! I might quit my job. I'm not doing my job.
Saying when you have when you have some free time, go over to the lead. He will tell you exactly what it is. He actually has a course, and of course I'm not going to say that what's in the course, but I think it's a good course. I did the first part of it. But he actually takes you into his back office, and sometimes he pulls up his back office on live and shows
What's
the
back office.
So if you're on YouTube, it says go to your YouTube
With the studio.
Studio. I'm sorry. Yeah, I call it back office. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'll take you to your YouTube studio, and he actually shows you how, because he encourages everybody to make a channel.
Oh, okay. Lead. Let's see. Okay, I think this is Jason talking to Allie. Greg says, "So that lawyer you had on the other day made many thousands from the debt case." Okay, I forgot. I think it's uncivil something. I forgot. Uncivil something. I checked out his channel though.
But you had an attorney on, Sustain?
Yeah.
So when those attorneys come to your channel, you make sure that you send them, if they're coming. All you do is have them to put it up as well, and then you put it up, and all of the people that's over there will come over here and watch. And so now,
I don't know how that works.
No, so I don't know. Also, you just go live. You don't put up a thumbnail.
No, I just go live.
Oh yeah. We'll talk. So yeah, okay. I'm still learning too, but I'm happy to help shoot.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if we're trying to have a countdown for New Year's Eve, I guess we need to know how it works. So I just go live.
Yeah, most definitely. Either you are because it flash, right? You can actually stream. Everybody can stream to their channels.
Oh, okay. I don't know how that works. So okay. All right, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. All right.
Talk about it. Yes.
Okay, and you don't recall whether or not you said this is routine protocol to come into the car and talk to me?
Those words specifically, no. But I would have talked to her in the vehicle regardless. I would not have talked to her outside of my vehicle.
Now, once inside the squad car, you were there with the other.
So you could have been streaming right now. Is that what you're saying?
So yeah. So when you said, well, if you would have, right now I'm seeing where I am. It says stream this to your audience.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you see that?
I'm backstage in StreamYard. I'm not looking at YouTube. I'm looking at the video from your backstage.
Okay.
So up top it says stream this to your audience. And so I just have to hit that button and it will stream it to my audience.
Oh, Survivor, we need to talk. We need to talk. If we're gonna make this come down to reality.
Right. So you know what? I still use, I have the free StreamYard. I don't use this one anymore. I use Restream also, but I used to use StreamYard. I use Restream. So I'm a partner with Restream, but I'm getting ready to switch to a different system. That's what I think that's what you were saying, Jason, about you like the new setup. It's just that I have to I'm just teaching myself.
Yeah, we'll get into this eventually. Yep. I don't know. I had disappeared from YouTube for over a year.
You have to take a break.
Yeah, and then I came back, and I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay. And thank you for being generous with your time and your skills, and
no worries.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Detective Lowen. Okay. And you read her the Miranda rights card, correct?
Yes, from my card.
Do you agree that you didn't ask her the last question, number 9?
Response.
Judge, we're here on a hearing on the issue about the interrogation.
Well, the case law that you provided to me, none of it stands for the proposition. Miranda identifies the 4 things that need to be addressed. Not one of the cases talks about that issue of reading that language at the bottom of the card that is an emotion upon information and belief. This is what it says. So how's it relevant for the purposes of today?
Well, it's relevant because this is the policy of her department.
Okay, I want to know, why did this attorney, why are we not happy with the attorney? What happened?
So for one thing, so this is prior to the trial.
Okay.
And so I'm not saying that, and this is just my opinion. Everybody should watch Sarah Boone's testimony. I'm not somebody that because I'm a woman, I'm going to automatically jump on the side of a woman. So I'm not saying that George Torres did not have issues.
Right.
Clearly had some issues, but Sarah was clearly the abuser. When you watch the trial, you will see that the medical examiner testified that George Torres was not hit with a bat when he was inside the suitcase. So Sarah Boone beat him with that bat before he got into the suitcase. Also, there's a video that they show in the when she's on the stand where he's in a hallway. He was asleep up against the door, like just balled up in a position. And Sarah was just berating him over and over and over again. So this attorney, I understand that she deserves a defense and he was doing his job. I just think some of the questioning and some of the things that he said while doing it, nobody tells an attorney how to play, right? You can play how you want to play, but then sometimes it just comes off. It comes off. It's one thing to defend your client, but it's another thing to go overboard. And I just think he went overboard. This man died in a suitcase that was, when you look at it, I thought the state did a very good job of explaining that was that man's coffin. And to hear this man say, and he's watching the same thing, but he owes his due diligence. He has to do what he needs to do for Sarah. I get that. But sometimes you just go too far, and that's what he did. And so what he was banking on, and the state stopped it, and you can tell he was banking on it, that he wanted, hey, child Diggy, what's going on?
Shout out to Diggy.
She's here. And so sometimes the sometimes see, that's why I said when I have chemo fog brain, sometimes I just forget.
That's all right.
He went too far. I think the state did a good job of so I think the state cut him at the end. They had told them the judge to please be sure that Sarah wouldn't be able to benefit from selling the rights to anyone for this this case, and neither would the attorneys. And you should have seen how he looked at them, was like, how did you know? Like, so they were going to make it where I guess for me looking at the trial, that's what I thought. I just think that he went too far, because you can come off a different type of way when you're going too far. Like the judge is getting ready to get into him. Hey, what's up, Diggy? I got something going up for y'all in a minute. I'm on my community wall, but Christine has got to go in a minute. So she got a baby for do something to do for a baby for Christmas. Love you. Okay. But that's all right. That's my thoughts.
Okay. Now I was just trying to figure out, because I know before the cross, on the video you said that the attorney, you're not happy. Wait, so Survivor, do you actually watch the video first and then react to it?
This video I didn't watch first. I reacted to it, but I had watched the case. I don't know. I watched all of the hearings. I don't know how I missed this one.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Shout out to Diggy though. Where have you been?
What does the policy have? But now we're getting away from the cards. Now the policy. There's nothing about the policy right now. The question is about what the card says.
Okay. The card is the policy, and the policy is the policy. They're intertwined. They refer to each other. Our argument is that she did not waive her rights.
But that's silent. That's a different issue than what is on the card.
I understand, but it's a coercive question about her not doing that, which was the policy of her sheriff's department. She elected not to do that. She wanted a statement from Sarah Boone at the scene. She wanted a statement from Sarah Boone at the sheriff's department. She elected not to answer a question that the policy says read verbatim from the card. Why did she not want it? Our position is it was an attempt by this detective to coerce Sarah Boone into talking.
On February 24th or on February 25th?
On February 25th. This interrogation ties into that one. She used the same routine protocol that she used for the second one. The first one, she claims that my client wasn't a suspect, wasn't a person of interest. At the sheriff's department, I'm sure, I haven't talked to her about it yet, but I'm sure she's going to say, yes, she was a suspect. Yes, she was a person of interest. Yes, we had probable cause to arrest her prior to her giving a statement. But what she said in terms of routine protocol the day before was what Sarah was relying on when she said routine protocol, when she questioned the detective about routine protocol the very next day in the interrogation room. And for her not to give that question goes to the totality of the circumstances as to whether or not My client, Sarah Boone, actually waived her right to remain silent. If she understood her rights, and then she consciously and freely waived her rights. She was not asked that question. She was not asked that question in the car. She was not asked that question. But that totality of the circumstances comes into play for the court to consider, this court or an appellate court to consider, as to whether or not that statement should be suppressed. Any other response?
Judge, just like it's irrelevant what the sheriff's office policy is compared to what the Florida case law says about our right to not be compelled to give statements under our Constitution in the state of Florida, or the United States and federal case law and the state case law interpreting the United States Constitution, the policy is irrelevant, and the officer's subjective intent is completely irrelevant in a motion to suppress, just like it would be in a traffic stop under Wren versus United States. What matters is objectively what was spoken to the defendant, and I would ask that we honor the local administrative order and call people by their surnames, not their first names. What matters is
You're
that
living it up.
the defendant was read what the case law requires. Anything about the policy, anything about the officer's subjective intent is completely outside of all the case law submitted by both parties.
Last bite of the apple. I'm sorry. Last bite of the apple.
Last bite of the apple, any other argument?
We're talking about the totality of the circumstances, whether it was coerced or not. You can take any technique or a non-technique, something that you use or don't use, to establish whether or not it was coerced or not. The fact that she didn't read, do you understand the rights? Do you understand these rights, which is the form, the Miranda warning form? Do you wish to talk to us at any time? That's on the waiver affidavit. On the other form, which is the policies form, it says, do you understand these rights? And then,
Hey, Electro Jed, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button just to give you a quick rundown. I don't know how I missed
it's just about
video. This is
that?
You can skip. You can move the bar past. Somebody came in, so I just was giving him right about the yeah.
All right.
You know, we all and she was
okay.
To this public defense, the interrogation, decency, and press made as a pawn right back into, and I can always a hot of it, you know, too.
objections overruled. Thank you. And you're referring about surname. What do you mean by that? You mean
That was last name.
okay? What did I say?
Hey, not FFS. What's up, FFS?
FFS, I got something for y'all. I'm gonna put it on my wall as soon as Sustain is done. I got something for y'all. And I need you to tell me how you like it. Thank you.
FFS said ho ho ho.
I'm not messing with FFS today, Sustain, please.
Oh yeah,
it makes me laugh so hard.
Are you gonna post a video after this?
No, I'm putting up something for they are my moderators as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm putting up some up for them. I made them all individual emojis.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know how that stuff works, but okay. I'm gonna let it go. All right. Okay.
Defended by first name.
All right. Can I say Sarah Boone?
Either Miss Boone or Sarah Boone, that's fine. May proceed.
Yeah, like she's your easy.
Have you had a chance to look at the standardized Miranda card issued by the Orange County Sheriff's Office? Do you agree that you did not read the 9 questions to her in your smart card?
All 9 questions?
Correct.
Here you go again. This is
9 questions.
Do you know how many questions you did read to her?
8.
Okay. And the question you omitted is question number 9. Is that correct?
Yes, it's actually not on my record card.
I'm sorry?
It's not on my record card.
What do you mean by that? It was the card that you read. It was not on the card.
Number 9, no, not on my card.
That's what she said.
We have multiple Miranda cards at the sheriff's office, but yes, that is the policy.
Well, somebody dropped the ball somewhere. Did you fail to get? Did you fail to get the most updated card, or how did that happen? That the 9th question was not on your Miranda rights card.
I've had that card since I started being inducted in sex crimes. 2013.
Have you become aware, as it relates to following this motion?
I've been wondering that card.
Have you gone and gotten the updated card?
Relevant sustained.
What is the question for?
When y'all took her phone, Detective, did you tell Sarah Boone that you would be returning to her apartment the following afternoon to give her phone back? You did not tell me that.
Man, Greg is on my case. All right, Greg.
Greg is my kind of guy. That's right. Let's go Sustain.
Greg is on my case, baby. I got it.
Let me tell you, I be struggle streaming all the time.
All right.
Now, Diddy said she'll adopt Greg's message. That's my
Right. Yes, a lot of
Tell me
fun.
what you understood the conversation was as it relates to her getting her phone back.
I'm sure she asked when she began her phone back, and I didn't give her a detailed timeline. I said that I don't even know if I told her that this is my search warrant. I don't need to tell her that. It's evidence in a crime. I'm allowed to take it, so I took it, and I wrote a search warrant.
Okay. But you don't recall ever having a discussion with Sarah Boone about when you were going to return her phone?
Specifically returning her phone now.
Okay. Do you recall her calling you later that evening on your cell phone? From her husband's phone? You don't recall that conversation? She called you later that evening?
Do you have the reputation of the phone call?
I have her testimony.
Oh,
How the heck on her husband's phone? That Sarah is not married to Brian. They have not been married for a long time. She just was continuing to get this man's money. Come on now, Attorney Owens. Now, come on, stop. Come on with the come on and stop that. That's not that man's husband. She decided, that she wanted to be married to the model. So what are we talking about here? I mean, I just had to say that. What do you mean? She didn't call you from her husband's phone. Sometimes this attorney makes me just want to just that one right there.
I don't recall the phone conversation.
Why don't you like?
I do not recall the phone conversation.
JJ, why don't you like her facial expressions? What's going on?
I think
You said that y'all had some
Huh?
I was saying, so I think she's insulted, like, because he kind of like just goes on and on and on. And then I'm just going to I'll save it for closing statements. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
discussions about Sarah Boone coming to the station. Was that talked about the day of this event or the next day with Sarah Boone?
It was talked about before I left the scene.
All right. And did you relate to Sarah Boone that she needed to come to the sheriff's department the next day to retrieve her phone?
I don't know if I specifically told her about retrieving her phone, but she knew that I was waiting to hear about autopsy results and that I would probably have more questions.
All right, so you believe you told her that night, I need you to come back, maybe or maybe not about the phone, but I may have some more questions for you? Okay. And when was it that you actually saw the two videos from Sarah's phone? Was it that evening after the interrogation in the squad car?
Yes, it was after the interview.
All right, was it while you were on scene? Okay, and did you attempt to talk to Sarah again about that at that time? Okay. And so did you let your detective partner know about the videos on Sarah's phone?
Overruled.
Did you let your partner know about that evidence? Okay. And did y'all discuss that issue?
Sustained.
Okay. At some point, y'all had to, were y'all working together, or were you making all the calls, or were y'all making joint decisions?
Sustained.
No.
There's no pending question at this time now.
At some point, did you form an opinion as to whether you had probable cause?
I'm taking a look at Survivor. I'm taking a look at, you said Natalie lawyer chick, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you said that she continues to practice as a public defender.
She is a public defender. She sure is very passionate about her clients. And yeah, but you know what? She also, I used to, so I'm subscribed to her. I was there when she kind of first started. She's really upped her game, because as you learn more, you add more. But she does, have a small team for her YouTube channel, but a lot of times, when she has a lot of cases going on, she'll be missing and her members go crazy. They email her she's like, I know I've been missing, but yeah, you can look at her, you can look at Lee, the lawyer, all these people, the lead is retired, but the lawyer, he still practices. He actually was at the sentencing for Sarah Boone.
Okay. All right.
As a spectator, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
To arrest Sarah Boone.
Yeah.
Overruled.
You need to go back to school.
Did you make that decision by yourself, or was it collectively made by others with department?
Sustained.
This is not too longer. On Sustained. This is not too much longer, and we can when he's done, I guess we can just it'll be time for everybody to almost partake in their holiday activities. I am going to post my happy holidays to my mods, and then to my moderators, I'm going to bed.
Oh, okay. No worries. It's
no. I'm talking about when Christmas comes, and Christmas, my husband is working, and my daughter is not here.
Okay. All right. I'm glad that I'm kind of keeping you guys up, but okay.
No.
All right.
Detective, at what point did y'all that next day? I think you had her come in the afternoon.
I believe it was on weekend.
Did y'all work on trying to get the search warrant?
I see, lawyer. I've actually been recently. I watched a few of these Luigi Mangione what is this? Videos they were recommended to me. I did not know that that's what he calls himself, but I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So boy, you know.
Yeah, he brings his dad on. His dad is a lawyer too.
Oh, really? He brings his father. I saw an old man in one of these videos. I had no idea that's a father. Okay.
Yeah. That's his dad. Normally, when you see it, yeah.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Right for the phone.
I got the search warrant for the phone, and I believe I submitted everything.
Okay. You know what time the search warrant came back signed by the judge?
I submitted my investigative report, but I don't know.
Okay. And would it be fair to say that you told Sarah to come in later that afternoon or the next day?
Yes.
Okay. And would it be fair to say that you worked on the case that entire day until Sarah Boone came in?
Yes, I attended the office in the morning. That's why I asked her to come in.
What's that?
I ain't saying anything. I'm just laughing because.
Oh, okay.
All right. And what time was the autopsy that morning?
It starts at 8, but I didn't probably until 10. It takes quite a few hours.
Okay. And were you there alone with the medical examiner, or was there anybody else there?
I don't recall if Detective Long was with me or not, but yes, of course, there's doctors.
Okay. And so, in terms of your determination as to whether or not Sarah Boone was a suspect, did she become a suspect after you watched the video, the 2 videos from her phone the day before the autopsy?
Objection relevance, the custody is not disputed on the February 25th statement.
How's this relevant? If the issue is knowing and intelligent waiver, the sufficiency of Miranda and coercion, what does the formulation of probable cause have anything to do with anything?
Well, I wanted to bring out the fact that they had already made a decision before she came in for the interrogation on the 25th that they had probable cause to arrest her. So that if she, A, either didn't come in, they were going to go arrest her that day, or B, if she did come in and she...
I'm confused. I'm confused, Attorney Owens. I'm really confused because what the flying did you think that they was going to do with her? She put this man in a coffin, a suitcase. It was, turned out to be his coffin. What did you expect them to do when she came back down to the station? This hearing was unwarranted, and I don't think that they should have had it. And like I said, I'm not sure how I missed this, but this is very interesting. And Mr. Owens, I think you should be a little embarrassed because this is kind of this is not.
You're going in on Mr. Owens. Like what's going on?
Everything that Sarah told you. Did you find at what point did you find out, or did you ever find out that Sarah Boone is a compulsive liar? I'm not sure if you found that out, but you didn't do really any. You didn't do.
I hate the way she did George, though. That's I don't know.
Did you watch the sentencing?
No, I'm gonna have to get on time. I'm probably gonna have to do it. I don't know, tomorrow. We'll see if I have time tomorrow. I did not get to watch it, unfortunately, because I've been so concerned with Fani, Willis, and Nathan Wade's reproductive organs. So yeah, I missed that.
Don't you prepare yourself. When I start stuttering, prepare. You got to prepare yourself for that. No, seriously. I mean, you're going to even. I didn't think that she could be hated more than she already is for the crime she committed, but she drugged him and his whole family. I'm not going to tell you nothing else. So, what time do you think? I'm gonna turn my notifications on because I want to do that.
Oh yeah, how do I do that? Hold on, I did not turn mine on for yours. Then it says subscribed. So is this the notification? I think this is it, right? Is this it?
I had put myself on mute. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're correct. So you just
okay. So that's it.
Sometime when you do feel like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Bueno.
Any investigation, sir, because almost everything that Sarah Boone has said during this case is a lie. So I'm not understanding, what did you think that they were going to ask her when she came into to the police station? Did you think they were going to ask her, did she want to have some freaking tea and cookies? Oh my God, this guy is and just draw your own conclusions, but this attorney here is a piece of work.
She exercised or invoked her rights to remain silent, that they were going to arrest her anyway. They had already made a decision. She was the prime suspect. They had probable cause.
Have to do with any of the 3 issues that are raised in the motion.
It's whether or not she was in custodial interrogation, whether she was free to leave.
I don't know that that's being disputed by the state. That's my understanding. The state's not disputing that there was a custodial interrogation, which is why on February 25th, which is why Miranda was provided prior to that.
Judge, it was provided the day before, and she just testified she was free to leave at any time.
Okay.
So Miranda was given on 2 separate occasions. She wasn't in custodial interrogation. Detective, am I right?
Hang on, before we ask any questions, let's drill with the evidentiary objection first. The objection sustained.
That's funny.
Now, you would agree that when Sarah Boone arrived that afternoon for the interrogation, she was not free to leave.
She was not.
Excuse me?
She was not going to be free to leave, no.
Okay. And so if she would have remained silent and exercised or invoked her right to remain silent, she would have been arrested anyway. And that was based on your investigation that you had the night before at the scene. It was based on her statements that she had given you in the squad car. And it was based on the autopsy that was performed the next day that you were present for. And it was based on the 2 videotapes that you saw from Sarah's phone.
Sustained.
You had all that information before you began your interrogation on the 25th of Sarah Boone.
I had all that information.
All the information that I just related to you before you began your interrogation of Sarah Boone.
On February 25th?
That's correct.
Yes.
And you would agree that you wanted to speak to her on the 25th.
Overruled.
Yes.
Okay. And would it be fair to say that you wanted to get statements from her relating to the injuries to George Torres from the autopsy?
Overruled.
Yes, I wanted to have a follow-up conversation in reference to what she told me the night before and in reference to the injuries that you failed to mention.
And you also wanted to question her about the 2 videotapes that you had found on the phone.
Overruled.
Yes, I wanted to show her the videos.
And you agree, in your opinion, the 2 videos and the autopsy were inconsistent with the story she had given you in the squad car the day before.
Overruled.
The videos, I'm sorry, repeat your question.
You agree that the autopsy results.
So
and
Greg says, a closing was an hour ago. I told you the closing was longer than the live, and no one believed me. We're almost done, Greg. We're almost done. All right, let's see.
Those that were extracted or taken from her phone, recording George. Those 2 pieces of evidence from your investigation were inconsistent with the statement that she had given the day before in your squad car.
Overruled.
Okay, so Greg, hopefully somebody else has answered this, but this is the Sarah Boone case that I just explained about, this lady, somebody said the suitcase lady. So the lady that, got her lover in a suitcase and he suffocated to death. So, yeah.
And I believe that's ultimately the reason you arrested her, because of her inconsistencies.
Sustained.
Now, you said you had a chance to review the interrogation video at the Orange County Jail on February 25th of 2020. Orange County Sheriff's Department. And also, I believe the state attorney had it transcribed. Have you had a chance to read the transcript?
I have not read the transcript. I watched the video with audio.
Okay. Have you had a chance to look at my motion where the question and answers are typed out, at least the first minute or so?
No, I have not read the
Okay. Do you recall?
All right. So Greg, I'll create a video giving some background information on Sarah Boone, and then we can, react to her sentencing. But I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that I guess your algorithm might be different because you're, elsewhere.
You saying
let's do that tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do that. We're doing a lot of stuff tomorrow, but yeah.
I'm going to have you sit in the green chair.
Objection. As evidence is the recording.
He's right.
Okay.
Objection's the same.
Okay.
So yeah, the best evidence, when they say the best evidence is the recording, that means that they're not willing to take anything that you're saying out of your mouth, any documents that you took and transcribed.
All right, survivor with a legal knowledge. All right.
Because you probably put on the transcription what you thought you heard, but the law is to go ahead and listen to the evidence because they have that on the video. They're not going to allow, the judge is not going to allow him to stand in court and say, did you read a transcription that I made, when they have video evidence? So the video evidence is the best evidence for them to view during the trial. I don't understand why he's asking all of these irrelevant questions at this
That's
point
actually
in
on
this
point.
hearing. I am not a lawyer, and I understand that to be the freaking law. The best evidence is if you have video of anything, that's the best evidence. An attorney should not be transcribing anything because he may just be putting down what he wants to put down on a transcription, and it's what is in the best interest of his client. So that's what, when you hear them say best interest, because they're going to say it often here.
Big shout out to Survivor, okay? Big shout out to her.
He was giving me nerves this time.
She's out there explaining the law, baby. No, you did good on that explanation. Very good.
Thank you. He was just getting on my nerve. I mean, God, he's an attorney.
Mr. Owens, that's what they need.
Do you agree, prior to reading Miranda, that you mentioned to her that you had received his autopsy and that you were going to read her rights again, but that we had to talk about that, referring to the autopsy?
Hey. That's evidence.
Do you recall making some comments to her prior to reading her rights? Overruled.
Yes.
Is it the policy of the Orange County Sheriff's Department to make any statements to them about the interrogation prior to reading Miranda? Overruled.
One more time.
I assume that's not the first time you read Miranda to a suspect. Sustained. Let me go back to the first question then. Is it the policy of the Sheriff's Department not to ask any preliminary questions prior to reading Miranda rights?
Overruled is relevance.
You have to show me the policy that you're referring to, but I was not asking her any incriminating questions during that time. I was explaining to her the purpose of the interview.
Well, have you ever, I understand you must have undergone some training on Miranda rights and how to interrogate somebody.
Sustained.
How long have you been with the Sheriff's Department?
Since 2015.
How long have you been a homicide detective? Okay. Have you ever been trained or told to ask or not to ask any statements or any questions prior to reading Miranda relating to them talking to you?
Sustained.
Can you tell us if you recall saying anything to her prior to reading her Miranda?
I recall briefly talking about getting the autopsy results, and I wished to have a conversation with her.
Sure. Do you recall again reading her Miranda rights to her on video?
Yes.
Do you recall again omitting question number 9 on the standardized?
Okay, so Greg, the lady that is on the stand, that is not the defendant, convicted now. That is not the defendant. So yeah, that is not the defendant in this case. This is an investigative officer. And I mean, George was actually much smaller than, I mean, I don't know the weights, right? But just judging by the photographs, he appeared to weigh less than Sarah did.
I think, if I remember correctly, they was around like the same weight at the time. She might have been because they were both alcoholics, so you could see his bones. I want to say he was definitely under 100 pounds. I want to say he was like 97 pounds, if that. And she was somewhere, she might have been weights. She might have just been a little under that or something like that, but she was definitely the abuser. You have to watch the
I watched the trial.
I'm saying that Greg would have to just watch
you
will only have to watch her testimony, because that's where he was telling, well, Owens was telling her lie, and then when the state showed what actually happened via evidence.
Yeah, but there's no excuse for her behavior. And then FFS is distracted. He's like Jason. He says she's cute. Just say she's cute. All right. Apparently she can question him. He wouldn't mind. Oh my goodness, the distractions.
Yes. Miranda rights form for the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Overruled.
I did not ask her a question.
Okay. Do they have a Miranda cards form in the interrogation room? So you would have had that on your person?
403. 403.
Okay, Survivor.
He asked this question so many times. Like, why?
All right, Survivor. I see you. I see you. It's never too late to go to law school, okay?
I did.
Never too late.
Oh, no.
Really?
No. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going.
It's never, I'm just saying though, it's never too late.
That's what I wanted to do initially.
Yeah.
But then I just was like, life started lifing.
Yeah. But I mean, if you can get to California, do the baby bar, you don't actually have to go to law school, but it's gonna be grueling. So, you know.
Yeah, I listen. I got chemo fog brain. I went and got my I went to college straight out of high school. Life started life, and I stopped. But bucket list, and with chemo brain, I went and started my bachelor's program again. And then in the middle of that, I went back and got my associates.
Okay.
And then I finished my bachelor's, and I said, "That's it. I don't want no." They were saying me like, come here, because I graduated magna cum laude. I'm proud of that because of all of the chemo and stuff.
Right.
Right. I was able to get to that, but you know what? But California baby bar, don't tempt me, sister.
I'm like, go baby bar. You don't have to go to law school. Just go baby bar and then take the bar. That bar is a killer though. So.
Yeah. Like probably like real estate.
Yeah.
Real estate.
Yep. Do you know the detective's name? FFS is asking for a friend.
That's Chelsea Cospole.
There you go.
She's married and she had a baby when she was interrogating Sarah.
Yeah.
What you can do with that, FFS? Because she's married. I need to put that disclaimer out.
Right.
Right.
And then Greg says that you're very passionate. So
thank you so much, Greg. My last job that laid me off after 15 and a half years, they were mad because I was passionate. Hey, I'm a cancer survivor. This is we are serving cancer patients here.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm passionate about what do you mean?
Right. Yep. All right. So Survivor, we're gonna give this another 4 minutes, and then we need to be closing. And then we need to leave before Santa gets here. We need to leave before Santa gets here. So, yeah. All right.
I don't think she's going to stand too much longer.
Yeah.
Move it right along, sir. I don't. Yeah, you know what? I don't.
Oh, you think that's it?
Yeah, I don't think he does something with some paperwork that is. Oh, look at the. Stop it right there, really quick. I just noticed this yesterday. Did you see those pink handcuffs on her hand?
Yeah.
Pink.
They look maroon though.
No, they are pink.
Or burgundy. I don't know.
They are pink. I saw them from a different angle. I said, you know what?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Do you want them?
I have some with fur on them. I don't know.
That's actually what I was imagining.
I don't know where they are though.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining, just based off of your setup. I could tell that's your style, but okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't think he don't really have too much to say. I think he's showing her something. Oh yeah, he's gonna get on your nerve because what he's showing her. I think I tried to skip through it. He's still talking about Miranda 403.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
When the judge already told him that only four.
Yeah, move on, sir. Move on.
Yeah, I think the judge tells him off again.
Okay.
A little bit, but yeah, he's aggravating.
All right.
That's the Miranda card.
What's that?
So he got a copy of a Miranda card on there, but what he's trying to push is that she didn't complete the Miranda warnings, but
Yeah.
from what I understand, the numbers 1 through 8 of the Miranda is what they asked, and number 9 is like a summary of what they asked in 1 through 8 based on what you heard in 1 through 8. Do you still want to talk to me? Sarah Boone told them the whole story as soon as they got there, before they even got out the car. Oh my God, he's in the suitcase and he's dead. George is inside. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
Right.
So I mean, come on now.
Yeah. All right, let's see here.
Same objection to the relevance. As far as it being a consent to search her phone, we're not disputing that she was in custody on February 25th.
FFS said she is married, not buried. I don't care.
I can't take FFS. It is Christmas Eve.
All right, FFS.
When she gave a statement to the detectives. And again, under the case law, there's no requirement for this question 9. Under any state case law regarding Florida's state constitutional right to not be compelled to testify against oneself, nor any federal or state case law regarding the United States Constitution, the 5th Amendment applied to this state, to the 14th Amendment, that requires that question to be read. It does not go to the totality of the circumstances of the voluntariness of her waiver of her Miranda rights.
Good response.
Judge, obviously we disagree.
Then where's the case that supports that? Because as I addressed previously, I read all the authorities. I mean, State versus Owens, State v. Thomas, Powell from the United States Supreme Court, which reversed a Florida Supreme Court decision. I'll talk about what's required by Miranda. And that question number 9 that you're focusing on isn't included in any of those.
I understand that, Judge.
The right to remain silent, the right to an attorney before and after questioning. If you can't afford one will be provided to you. Everything you say can and will be used against you. Those are the things that Miranda highlights. The Miranda opinion itself says that. So what does question number 9 have anything to do with those things? It's the state case law and the federal case law, including but not limited to Miranda itself and Powell. And then the state case law of Thomas and Owens, all of which were provided either by yourself or by the state. Identify what's required, and that's not one of the requirements.
She has a duty to read the rights.
But they were.
I want to finish my argument. Okay. She has a duty to read the rights. She has an obligation to ensure that Sarah Boone understands her rights by asking that question. Do you understand the rights I just read? And then there must be a waiver. Yes, I understand the rights, and I agree to speak to you now. So for that to be freely and voluntarily given, that statement, there must be a conscious waiver of the rights. The problem with the detective is she reads the rights, do you understand the rights? And then she goes right into questioning. She goes right into questioning without saying, do you agree to speak to me? Understanding your rights, do you agree to speak to me now? That goes directly to whether or not it was freely, voluntarily, and knowingly given, the statement, and whether that waiver was. So under the totality of the circumstances, I think that evidence is relevant. It's the policy of the Sheriff's Department. Obviously, she had an old Miranda rights form, but she failed to read what we perceive as a critical question, and she's going to testify about what she perceived at the time that the detective failed to read that question and how it ties into the case. I understand that all they have to read is those 4, but I think under the totality of the circumstances standard that this court has to apply, that should be a consideration the court should consider. I know it was an honest mistake. She had an old card, but still, I feel like it should be considered in your decision.
Anything else, Mr. J?
It's essentially the defendant stating that they want to make new case law.
That's fine.
First of all, like you just said that she's only required to read 4, but I've never really heard of an attorney that comes into the court and has an issue with the detective reading Miranda rights to his client. Like, I feel stupid.
Relevance by virtue of the decisions in Thomas 351, 7th, 3rd, 197, and Owens 41, 7th, 3rd, 352. There's it's not relevant as to what the questions need to be asked for the purposes of whether a sufficient Miranda waiver was given.
Do you agree, Detective, that after you read her those Miranda rights, different from the situation the day before when you read a Miranda in the squad car?
Yes, I had more evidence.
That was without the autopsy.
All right, this is a good stopping point. So Allie, Santa has, I don't know, 3 minutes. Santa has 3 minutes to finish up.
Yes.
You know,
So,
3 minutes. Closing, Survivor?
Okay, so we're gonna do just a quick closing here. So first off, check your email. I sent you the 28-page letter that Sarah Boone wrote to this judge after her sentencing, so you can take a look at that and prepare.
All right, got it.
Put it in there. Okay, and so I wanted to so everyone saw this interrogation video. Everybody saw the interrogation video, and we understand why you want the interrogation video tossed out, because it does your client no justice. But
even after she's sentenced, she's still causing waves, harassing attorneys. She's harassing her ex-husband's judges. She's harassing her ex-husband's judge because the judge that was over the case for their divorce, because he was paying her $1,000 a week alimony. He has full custody of his child. You have life. You're without the possibility of parole in Florida. Life is life. So unless they change the laws or something, but I hope they don't make that retro to anything. If they do decide to change the laws, we need to start them right from today. And so let me just close really fast, because everybody ought to go meet Santa, Santa, ho ho ho. And then she didn't talk. They didn't tell. Of course, they didn't tell Sarah about the video. Sarah thought that she deleted the video.
Right.
When you put something out there in the ether, if you're not tech savvy and you don't think, and it needs to be getting, don't just put it out your mind. Don't save it. Stupid is stupid. And you thought that you got away with that, and to hear that man begging to get out of that suitcase, saying that he cannot breathe. Sarah, I can't breathe. F you. Sarah, I can't breathe for everything you did to me.
Yeah.
Sarah, I can't breathe. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Okay, Sarah, gotcha. So Owens, this hearing was was for absolutely nothing. He already knew, and he admitted. She only really needed to read 4 of those Miranda warnings. And the Miranda card that she has does not have number 9. It's not that she has the wrong card. It's just that it is not there. And so he's trying. I don't like the way he tries to throw stuff out there into the mud to try to muddy the waters. But thank goodness this was a hearing, and this was not being done in front of a jury for any reason or another. And then my last point is that Mr. Owens got up there and he's doing what all of the other 8 attorneys was not willing to do. They were not willing to play Sarah's game and get up there to make themselves look like fools. Sometimes like the lawyer will take your advice and say, hey, okay, let me see if I can find something where that can legally fit. Well, you got some people that get up here and do this, but rarely. But he started to even sound like Sarah, some of the stuff that he's saying.
I'm sorry.
The protocol. But when she got on the stand, she said no, she didn't say that. So now you're sitting there looking crazy, like you're doing something that's you're trying to do something malicious. Now she's the one that told you that, but when she got on the stand, she didn't. She said, "Oh no, I don't think she said protocol." Oh, Sarah, I believe you said protocol. Okay. So, he wanted to be viral. She put out an ad on YouTube and on social media. She sent it to a friend that you want to be YouTube famous. I don't know if you saw that. If I find it,
no, I've not seen that.
I sure enough will go and get it. I'll email it to you.
All right.
So, and you're going to fall out. But anyway, I want to say thank you for bringing me up. We're going to make sure that Sustained changes her way of thinking. You're doing the thing already. Come on now, Greg.
All right.
Let's go. We got to find out what type of what we're gonna call your people over here. And come on, Sustained. Don't do that. Don't do us like that.
All right.
Go ahead. All right. I'm done. Thank y'all. I love y'all all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. What do you call your folks?
They're Survivor Nation.
Oh, okay. All right.
My mods are the oh my goodness, the Sniper Nation, but I can say it over here. We're Sniper Nation United. So it's Sniper Nation, but if we're using the acronym, I add the U on. I don't want to add you the United. It's a personal reason why I don't add it on. But that's what I'll talk to them about. That's what they liked, and so that's who everything is. Nation. We're a nation over here.
All right.
We're gonna get it together. Sustained. But I love you for having me up. You're a hoot. Let me get down so you can get to work.
Okay.
Wrap those gifts out.
Come on, Santa.
Bye.
All right. Well, Survivor, thank you for coming up here. It was an absolute pleasure having you. You are a lot of fun. You're my type of person. I like that your content is lighthearted because that's all I do here. I just kiki and cackle. I really kiki and cackle the whole time. Sometimes I don't even know why I'm laughing. But other than that, I'm wishing everybody a Merry Christmas for those that celebrate. Okay. I hope you guys have a fantastic day with your loved ones, right? Hopefully, nobody's working. If you're working, hopefully you get off hopefully you get to rest, or hopefully they give you a bonus. Hopefully they give you something. All right. And then this Santa still has some stuff to do. I still have cookies to eat, and we don't have milk. I don't drink dairy usually. We have like half and half, but I don't know that I'll take a sip of that. Yeah. Other than that, I'm glad that you guys could hang out here with me. Had a fantastic time as always. We went 3 hours, baby. We went 3 hours, and then let's see. Much love to everybody. You guys know I can go on and on and on and on and on. So I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna stop right here. My man is calling, you guys. My man is calling, so I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to answer this phone. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be. I know you guys have to hang out with family and stuff. My daughter and I, we have stuff going on. So I'm gonna say around 7 p.m. The reason maybe 8 p.m. You guys know I'm working on Thursday. I'm not happy about that, but I'm working on Thursday. I'll be the only person in that office on Thursday, so that's going to be interesting because I usually have a paralegal or somebody. And not in terms, I don't send paralegals around. That's not my style as a public defender. So I'm used to doing my own stuff. But it's weird. I'm just not used to being in a building by myself. So, Jason says dip the cookies in the coffee. I might do something. Might dip it in some beer, baby. That's my thing. Okay. All right, folks. You guys know I'm going to go on and on and on. So, Merry Christmas to everybody. I'll be back. I'll schedule the live early. It's going to be around 7, maybe 8 p.m. I'll try and get some pre-recorded videos. So, Greg, gonna get into the Sarah sentencing, so I'll give some background on that. I have opinions about Mangione. We'll see if I get into that or not. But as far as tomorrow is concerned, we're starting off with Real Thing. Wants me to, evaluate, evaluate and grade Fani Willis trial skills, and then obviously Brooklyn and other folks want me to take a look at the Young Thug video. So that's what we are getting into tomorrow. And then, okay. All right, folks, I can ramble on. So good night. Good night. Love you guys. Bye.